Mark Wars on a 7-day trip around Europe. 17-day. No, he sends me pictures every day. He's going to 7 different countries. He's all over the place.
The summer Simon was in Europe staying at my dad and stepmom's flat in Liechtenstein.
Mm-hmm.
The Prince of Liechtenstein had a party because I think his daughter or son was getting married. So they invited everyone in the country to go.
Oh, that's cool.
Because the country's not very good. He texted back a picture of him. He said he went in a t-shirt and Bermuda shorts.
Oh wow!
To
the wedding.
Well, it was not the wedding itself, but it was pre-party, and all that.
Oh, good. We just got text from, we're good, JT Pennington and Coach Clements. Two cards? Yeah. I don't know if Coach Mack's coming or not. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, next week for our 5 o'clock guest, we'll have a guy on that is part of the consortium that's trying to bring a hockey team back to Atlanta. Following week. I'm sorry. Yeah, following. Yeah. Bruce Burge. He used to own the Atlanta Knights. Looks like you might be my co-host and the boys might be our guests.
Yeah. Tell you what, traffic, I put it in to come up here, straight from the game. Because, once we got to the car, it was 3:30, yeah.
So when are you leaving to go to Pittsburgh? Friday? I met a guy, Ken Keating. I don't know if you know Ken or not. Do you know him?
I do, former president of the Penn State Alumni Association. That's what he and I.
Oh, he
also
was
have in
too?
common. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a buddy of mine. We go to the KSU games together.
Yeah.
And he's leaving Friday morning to go to the Whiteout.
Yeah. I know. I wish I was leaving Friday morning to go to the Whiteout. I'm just leaving Friday morning to go to Pittsburgh for a wedding. But nobody wants to go to except for me because it's family and it's just seeing the other half of the family that, the extended family I don't normally get to see. I always forget the plus 3.5 means that they have to lose by less than 3.5.
Give me an example.
The Oregon-Penn State game.
So Oregon's getting 3.5 points.
Yeah.
So the score is 3.5-0 right now, Oregon.
Yeah. Right. So that's
Pittsburgh has to. Penn State has to beat them by more than 4.
Yeah.
By at least.
Yeah.
okay?
Sometimes I just forget when I see like the 3.5. I'm like, hold on.
I lost games in the screwiest way this weekend. I had to turn off TV. I got so mad.
Yeah.
You okay? Okay, I was just curious. You usually text me you're coming in hot if you're coming in hot. So. All right. We'll see you in a minute.
He's coming in slow and heavy.
All right.
Yeah, give me Ole Miss.
There's a lot of good college football games this weekend. I couldn't get anybody to go with me to the Tech game Saturday. I wound up not going.
Are you serious? I would have.
Tore me up.
I know how I would have gone to it if I was like, we got home by like mid third quarter by the time we got back, because we had a game at Walton, and then by the time that we were done and excuse me, that was for the Clemson game. Yeah, it was still about mid third quarter, halftime when we got home. Because like they were playing Temple, they didn't start till 4 o'clock, so like we had a little bit more of a leeway for catching more of the game because of the start time and stuff. But man, it was what I expected it to be.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey,
You? I just texted you. Ian, you know Will Renfro, don't you?
yeah, Will.
Ian King, Will?
Good to see you again.
I just texted you who the guests were tonight. J.T. Pennington and Coach Clements. J.T. Pennington? Yeah. Clements, what does he coach? Do you know? Same, so he might be offensive line coach. He's right behind you. Yeah, he had to go turn off the jukebox. Man, you're like planning ahead.
Yeah. It's like they were like, oh yeah, we should do conferences for the annual opponents,
Yeah.
and they're like, but that'd make it too easy.
Have they set yours? The Big Ten yet? Have they set theirs?
No.
SEC set theirs yesterday. Boys enjoy meeting Coach Mack last week.
Yeah, we did. They, it is so friendly. Just so nice. Like, oh, you guys play? It's like, yeah. It's like, so Owen, we nicknamed him. We gave him the nickname Kool-Aid for how he's been playing football this year because he just breaks through that line like it's like nothing. And this past week, so he didn't play 2 weeks ago because he hurt his hand like the night before the game. They were playing somebody easy, so it was like it wasn't a big deal that he couldn't play. Well, he just rested up that next day. His thumb was all swollen and stuff because he stowed his thumb because of how they were playing, just roughhousing out front, just playing one-on-one football. So he couldn't play, and I just like I was frustrated with him, but at the same time, like, kids are gonna be kids, and like gotta let them learn.
He's a good guy. I like Coach Matt.
But he ended up not playing defensive line last week, and then this week
Say kind of things like
he only ended up playing one series of D-line at the end, and I was like, talked to him about practice this week. He's like, no, I played all the time, like starting and blah blah blah. It's like, okay. It's like, and I thought about him like, they just hit him for the film because they're playing McEachern this week, who's actually supposed to be good. So it's like, hey, why put all of our cards on the table when we don't need to?
yeah.
That's the nice thing when you have a deep team that you're like, I can hide players and I can play players. And like, if you can hide them, like hide your talent and still win games and still win convincingly, like.
Yeah, I don't think there's a big drop off between between Haynes King and Philo.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
There really isn't. But I will say that Haynes King is just his leadership qualities.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
He really is.
His leadership qualities far extend like his actual. I don't know if that's his actual ability, but they far extend. The schematic abilities they put in front of him. Like I feel like everybody just plays up.
Jake Clemens is the offensive line coach.
He is. Thank you. Have you won any in the fantasy football league yet?
No, because every time I put up points, the other team goes off that week.
Oh yeah.
Well, we play this week.
I know. I'm hoping, and I actually am favored right now, and I'm hoping that.
5 points.
Yeah. How we doing? Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I will say that adjusting to a deeper bench league is different. Like so in my neighborhood league, we have 5 spots for the bench. That's it.
Which is a better league. That way there's more transactions.
Yeah, and and there's more in the pool to pull from.
Right, absolutely.
Whereas we have.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Scotty. Oh, that's from, he took
Danny,
the
he
pictures?
said he's going to be on again next week. I hate to put somebody on that quick, but he's going to come back on and talk about the Ryder Cup.
That'd be cool.
Did you meet the guy we had on last week?
I did not meet him.
He's at the Ryder Cup. He's a
What?
digital writer.
Yeah.
He sent me some shots from the first.
Yes,
team.
because I got the pics
Isn't
right.
it gorgeous?
Yeah. That's what you gotta do. Just bring him back.
So, whenever we have a guest make pics, we can't have all the different faces. So the new face of all
we can do a
guests
mic
will
check.
be Miles.
Hello.
Miles. He's the guy from the Top Gun movie that all the girls like. He's got the cool
I
mustache.
have the face, but I'm not good with names. But I know who you're talking about.
No,
So
wings.
if the guest ever wins it, we'll slide them knives. Tell
Bear, naked.
Can you hear me now? Oh. Coming in loud.
That's what I was just asking Larry.
What kind of cheese do you guys have?
Cheese?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sean's got cut the cheese.
Yeah,
Hey, Alexa, would you flip on that light, please? On the back.
Bacon and Swiss burger.
Thank you.
Broccoli. It's my I'm gonna be healthy this week. I'm eating broccoli.
Listen, the broccoli here is actually delicious. And
What'd you say?
I shouldn't say actually delicious.
There is no such thing
I
as
didn't
delicious
get fries.
broccoli.
I got broccoli, which means
I
I'll live
think that there
forever.
is.
Don't you know?
I truly enjoy broccoli.
It all balances out.
Fries are my 3 go-to
Oh, God.
veggies.
3 of the nastiest vegetables in the world.
So can
That not good?
You saw who coming on the 7 o'clock show?
No, I haven't seen it.
I just texted it.
Oh.
Offensive line and JT Pennington.
Very nice.
I texted Mike at 4 and said, any guests tonight? And he said, I forgot to text you.
so we can come out at the same time.
9-1. 9-1.
In Conference USA last week,
You only made 2 picks different than me on purpose.
Hello,
and
hello.
You won both those 2 games.
So, can I do the big red?
Fries.
But I am going to yell at Larry during that segment later.
And can I do that with the 5 pepper instead of like the normal hot sauce?
got a bad echo and a bad something else.
Bacon Swiss burger,
Speaking of which, when do you need me to do?
medium
fill
with
in
broccoli.
today?
Larry, do you need Ian to do your job next week?
I don't think so at this point.
All right.
Larry, I'm going to yell at you
Wings,
during
naked,
the Conference USA section of the second show. Just to let you know. It's been no.
Booyah.
And your line was so horrible. That's why I went the direction I went. And then I looked at the normal line. It was like you had one team favored by 8, and it was actually the other team by 14. I was 22 points in the wrong before the game even started. How are you?
Oh, I missed so many games by the funkiest reasons. We'll talk about that for sure. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I missed a lot of games too, thanks to the
UT
fuckiest reasons.
Martin minus 9.5 over Missouri State. Actual line was Missouri State minus 14.5. I just want to say, I probably wouldn't have taken UT Martin had I known they were actually. Well, they're really 14-point underdogs, but just make it even. Just make it even. You don't have to create something crazy.
Larry's flipping coins. And
Yeah, exactly. Carry the 1.
Hey Larry, I might turn down the mic volume a little bit. Just the way it's hitting. Just a little bit.
that's good.
Bring it up just a little bit more. Right about there. That's perfect.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Great job. Thank you.
That's why he's Larry.
Come on, man, there.
Jeez, that girl's so beautiful. I was gonna say, why aren't you modeling somewhere? Why are you doing this?
Oh, and you can count the regular picks up again. I wasn't 6-4. I was 7-3. I was 7-3 in the regular picks though as well. You have me down at 6-4. It's all right. I got it all right here. I'm just gonna yell at you for all my horrible picks today.
Happy Wednesday to everybody. It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon. Got a little storm came through, and it's hot again. This is Three Guys Who Love Sports. My name is Chuck Burge, along with my co-host, Mr. Robert Kinney. Robert, how are you?
Living the dream.
Attaboy. Very hot day today, but they say it's the last hot day of the year. I hope they're right, because it's only supposed to be like 79 tomorrow.
They're always wrong. So
Yeah.
when they, for the rest of the year, yeah, I don't buy
Could be
that.
snowing tomorrow, like these guys are. Or it could be 110. Who knows? This show is to help guys who are going through mental and physical issues get through a better place. So happy to be here. I can hear me twice. All right. So it's. What did you say, Sean?
I said that's 2 more times than we need to.
Absolutely. Give me that tip back, please. No, we're good. So very happy to be here at Miller's Ale House again tonight. 2 weeks in a row. What'd you get?
You're a madman.
I am a madman.
I went with a burger because it's healthy, right, Will?
Will's already in the house. That's kind of good
At
to
least
know.
today.
Larry, what'd you go with?
I actually went healthy as well, and I went with a Cobb salad.
Even though you live in Fulton, you went with a Cobb salad.
That's right.
Wow, that's pretty bizarre.
But when in Cobb.
Do as the Cobbians do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When in Cobb.
All right. So, very happy to have our good friend, Mr. Ian King, back. Ian, welcome. I said, very happy to have our good friend Ian King back. Thank you. How are you, buddy? Ian, fresh off pulling the Braves to another loss after a 10-game win streak, and him and the boys went down and watched this noon tilt.
And Greg Fuller was there, so we have all sorts
what
of
I told him.
we have all sorts of guests of the show who we can blame the winning streak snap on.
Way to go,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah. So,
As you would say, attaboy.
Attaboy.
attaboy. All right, big weekend of college football last weekend. You know, I got so frustrated I didn't watch as much as I usually do because I was losing picks left and right. I'm 3-1 in college, and I think I'm having a great weekend. No. Good games. I need to pick all games on Friday night because I'm 2-0 on Friday nights. But the rest of the time it sucks. So, what college game did you enjoy most this weekend, Robert?
There was a lot of good games. Not a high profile game, but I thought the Memphis Arkansas game was that was a heck of a game.
Yeah. I was blown away that Indiana beat Illinois so badly.
Yeah, I was not.
I didn't see that coming. I mean, KSU, what, it was 59-9, right? Against
56 to
KSU?
9. 56 to 9.
Against Kennesaw?
Yep.
And then they score 63 on Illinois.
Yep. Touchdown
Wow.
better and one more point.
So that means we can compete with Illinois, so we should be in the Big Ten?
No, we do not want to be in the Big Ten. But no, there was a lot of good games. You know, there was the Nebraska Michigan game was down to the wire. The Oklahoma Auburn game was good.
No, that one killed me. That's another game I lost by a half point because they got a stinking safety inside 2 minutes left in the game. I said, yes, 27-22, I got this game. And the next thing I looked, I said, what? No, it was 22-17 is what it was. And I said, oh, my gosh, I looked at the final score, 24-17, they got a safety. And then I got to go ahead and say this because this is just the way my weekend went with picks.
been around for 100 years playing these same two teams. So, there's a tradition there. But yeah, it's pretty wild.
I will say, I think that they missed the mark for Oklahoma. For example, Oklahoma's out-of-conference games are Mizzou, Texas, and Ole Miss. With all due respect, Oklahoma should not be playing Ole Miss as one of their guaranteed 3 rivalry games. They need to be playing Texas A&M. Give me the old Big 12 that Big 12 component and faction that you have in the SEC to play in the SEC continually year after year after year.
Absolutely.
If you want to be the big dog on campus, you got to be the biggest dog in your division.
And that's the one thing I really like about Texas is Texas has to play A&M and Oklahoma, the two teams that they've been playing since the beginning of time. Now, they sprinkle in Arkansas, but, Arkansas once every 5 years ends up having a running, what do? We run it 70 times a game. So, that's a pitfall for them in the future.
Although I would say that, and I would argue that Arkansas would be an equally as big rival as any of those other two teams, because Arkansas was part of that Southwestern Conference.
Texarkana, it's right
original
there.
Southwestern
Absolutely.
Years and years.
Original Southwestern Conference. Right?
Yes, exactly. And so,
Frank Broyle days.
harken back to the olden days where you used to have these 8
Harken back.
Yes, harken back to the olden days where you used to have these 8-team conferences, and just marry those 8-team conferences with other 8-team conferences and make those your Big 16 conferences and those Power 4 conferences. That's all we really need to do here. The only thing that throws anything out of whack is the fact that you have these independents now that have these former independents that have now joined a conference and have thrown off that balance of 8+8. And also these teams like Kennesaw State who have moved up into Division I FBS territory, which, do not get me wrong, I don't blame them at all, and I think it's good for the sport that you have these smaller schools or these newer schools playing at the highest level. But at the end of the day, take more of those schools that are newer and smaller in terms of recruiting dollars, and pair those guys up together, and pair up the old dogs together, and have your true blues together in those Power 4 divisions. And
Absolutely. And the biggest problem at the end of the day is still going to be these conferences are so freaking big. What happened to Indiana last year where they're able to squirt through without playing anybody, and I'm a Tech, I like Tech, but Tech's doing the same thing. And there'll be an SEC team next year that does it. So, I don't know that there's going to be a decent answer to it, because there's just so many teams when you have it revolving around. Every 6th year, Larry's going to get a great schedule. He's going to be really freaking happy about it. And as long as recruiting is at that same level.
Yeah. All right, so let's get on to some picks, but first let's get our first 2 commercials in. Enjoy New Realm's award-winning craft beer, whether visiting the brewery on the Beltline or purchasing its leading beers such as Hazy Like a Fox or Tiki Like a Fox at your local retail stores, available in Kroger, Publix, and most places you shop, and even right here at Miller's Ale House. As the official craft beer partner of Kennesaw State University, try Owl and Lager, a great tasting beer that pays homage to New Realm's KSU partnership. Go Owls and go Miller's Ale House and New Realm Brewery.
I'm going to try to use a cool H word since we've already used homage and hearken, but we'll find that later. Joshua Smith and his wife Tammy are both graduates of Kennesaw State College. He's been practicing law for 24 years, specializing in sports and entertainment law, while continuing in criminal defense, civil litigation, juvenile and personal injury. And he's ready to represent you all the way from your small town to the Supreme Court and any appellate court in between. With all the new rules regarding NIL and cash payments to athletes, they're placing a new emphasis on Kennesaw State University student athletics to help our student athletes better navigate some of the bigger issues that have tripped up so many. Give them a call tomorrow at 706-217-2095. That's right, 706-217-2095.
And we thank you, Joshua. Good to see you at the game Saturday, buddy. Good to run into you. And hope to see you at homecoming this weekend. That'll be great as KSU takes on MTSU. We'll talk a lot more about that game later on. Right now, we're going to make some picks. But, first, I forgot to give somebody some grief that we really needed to. How'd that Tulane Ole Miss game come out, Robert?
Well, I think Tulane would rather see Katrina come back than anything else.
See Lane Kiffin's offense again.
I tell you, what an offense though. I mean that guy, what he's been able to do since he got to Ole Miss, and obviously they're right in the middle of these picks. So we'll see what happens.
Well, as few as good games were last weekend, it's the converse
So
this
many.
week. So many good football games, and we will have our good friend Will Shamu Renfro joining in with us to make our picks. Look, Larry, he's moving. He's doing it. Oh, I thought he was going to press the applause button, but obviously not. There he is. All right, there you go, Will. Okay, so a lot of good games. Indiana minus 7.5 at Iowa.
Indiana.
You trying to get in before Will gets in?
No, I just, I liked Indiana in that game last week, and there's sure as heck no reason for me to not take it. Let me ask you one quick trivia question, since there was a firing of Mr. Gundy.
Mike Gundy.
Mike Gundy is no longer a head coach. Now that he has been fired, who has the longest tenure of any head coach in Division I?
Not Ferentz.
Iowa.
Yep.
Nick
That's
Ferentz, right?
he's been there, and you stop and you think about it. It's like, wow,
It is Ferentz, huh?
it is.
Wow.
It is him.
Wow. This is at Iowa, but man, like Robert said, Indiana's putting up so many stinking points.
I'll root for the kids with cancer as they're waving down to the field, but I don't see much else happening at that field.
No, I'd have to go with the Hoosiers as well.
Yeah, give me the Hoosiers all day. As much as I want to see Iowa pull off an upset, cover the points, and just ruin some people's parlays on Saturday, that's not going to happen. Indiana is too good.
Something tells me you're focused on another game.
It is. I am.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, Iowa, they are a gritty team. They are a gritty team year in and year out, but they are not always a dominant team or one of the best teams. And so, ultimately when it comes down to it, give me Indiana.
I don't think this mic is on.
Larry, give.
There we go.
There you go.
Hey, if this was a wrestling match, I might go with Iowa. But since we're playing football, and I've seen Indiana play this year live, they are good.
Wow, that's all Indiana.
It's
right?
Indiana. It's a
So
sweep.
how did we do last week on the two games where we all picked the same? Did either one of them cover?
Let's see. We all took Oregon. That didn't work. We all took Atlanta. That didn't work.
Those are the two. There you go. That's what it tells you. Yeah. Don't do that. All right.
No, that's good for the people who are watching. You're trying to put your hard-earned money down on something. If you see these four knuckleheads agree on anything,
Go the other way, baby.
Run.
Go the other way. All right. I didn't realize how heavy I was on Big Ten this week, but Southern Cal minus 6.5 at Illinois.
Illinois' got to be licking some wounds right now, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'll go with the Trojans. They beat up on Michigan State. Didn't cover, but they beat up on them pretty handily. And I've got no reason to think that Illinois is woke up in the last week and ready to stop a passing offense.
I'm going to go with Illinois just because they're home. They got to put up a better performance than what they did last week. Got to.
Got to. Define got to.
A little bit above you better.
It's got to 6 points or 7 points.
You are a habitual optimist.
I wish I was, but after my picks the first 3 weeks, it ain't pretty.
Yeah, listen, Illinois is coming in, getting their butts whooped it was swearing on a Sunday at church and you're a Baptist, right? It is not going to happen for Illinois this week. They're not going to be able to get the points that they need to. I think Southern Cal, the way that they played Michigan State last week, Michigan State is a superior team to Illinois, I think, from top to bottom. And the way that USC beat Michigan State, even though Michigan State was on the road, I think that USC can take that on the road and put that show out there in Champaign and go ahead and whip some butt and cover those points. So give me USC, Southern Cal.
And Will, what say you, Shamu?
I'm gonna have to go with USC. I just don't think that we're gonna. I think at the end of the year we're gonna all be asking, how was Illinois ranked so high at the beginning of the season?
Okay.
Well, but it's what we always talk about, and the world talks about, not just this show. Why do you have a poll in July? Clearly, because Indiana wasn't ranked, and
Right.
Illinois was, and now all of a sudden, you look at that last one. Okay, we got that all wrong.
Yeah.
It's because they had so many returning starters and also a good bowl win over a good team. And
But bowl
that's-
wins are hard. I love a good bowl
There was
win, but
somebody in the Southeast, wasn't
somebody's always,
It was an SEC team. I do believe it's Arkansas, but I could be incorrect there. But
All right.
at the end of the day,
Well, this is the most bizarre spread that I would have thought. LSU plus 1.5 at Ole Miss. I would have thought LSU would have been a 2.5 or 3.5 point favorite.
home field advantage was worth
Yep.
3, so they're basically saying, man, they're just a little better. I definitely want to hear Mr. Renfro talk before I speak on this one. Not that he's a monkey see, monkey do kind of guy, but, just
No,
saying.
but wasn't there a picture of Lane Kiffin's daughter with an LSU player?
Yes.
I'm betting the over.
Yeah.
I'm betting Ole Miss. I don't care what happens. If they're up by 40, he's still throwing it. I'm going with, Ole Miss.
I'll jump in here. I truly believe that LSU is going to cover that spread, and they are going to lose by at least 1.5 points. I know it's a terribly large spread, terribly large, but at the end of the day, I think Ole Miss is going to be better suited. Give them that home field advantage. Basically, all Vegas is saying is, hey, these teams are evenly matched.
That's it.
Exactly, head to head, they are evenly matched. The only advantage is the fact that Ole Miss is playing at home. So give them 1.5, and let's just call it a day. And we're going to say that LSU has to lose by 1.5 instead of favoring the home team.
And I know we love to talk about Vegas and when there's a 27-point spread and it's a 28-point game and we go, wow, how? But you nailed it on the head. This isn't going to be a 1.5-point game. It's Vegas's way of saying,
It's a pick 'em.
have Larry flip a coin and come up with a spread or something else.
So who you got?
Oh, I got that boy down out of the bayou.
I'm going to go with LSU as well. I think this is the year for LSU.
But I think this very easily could be the most entertaining game.
I do too. I do too.
What time is kickoff?
I want to say this one's at 3:30.
Okay, I just want to make sure we can watch it at the tailgate.
Tech and Wake at 12. All right.
I will say, so just to clarify, I am taking Ole Miss.
Yeah.
To win,
So
to
3
win the game.
LSUs and 1 Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Oh,
To
no,
win the game.
No, Will took Ole Miss.
Well, actually, I'm sorry.
No, you took LSU.
Yeah, give me LSU. I'm sorry. Give me
Oh,
LSU.
okay. 3
to cover.
LSUs and a Will.
I think that's just a cover. He's just next week he can say, "No, I picked the other one."
You picked everything.
All right.
You know, the
like
pluses
that.
always throw me off. The pluses always throw me off.
Yeah.
I was just talking to Chuck before the game.
It is a 3:30 game. That's a 3:30 start.
Yeah, I mean that.
And the one most dear to Ian's heart,
Well, let's-
Oregon getting 3.5 at Penn State.
Being that the three of us probably aren't going to say a whole bunch, let's just have him pontificate for a moment, and then we'll all give our quick answers.
Hey, that's better than an H word. That pontificate. That was a good one.
I did call you a habitual optimist. I'm trying to work those H's in, but it's taking me a second.
Let's go ahead and break this one down. Listen, Penn State is stacked this year on offense. Yes, they lost a few pieces on defense to key players like Abdul Carter. But at the end of the day, you have Penn State coming back, full tilt offense, at home, 7 o'clock game, whiteout conditions. Sorry, Oregon. There's no uniform combination that you can put on the field that is going to make you stand out, because your play is going to get broken down by this standout offense and this fill in the gaps defense. And they are just going to go out and shut them down. And yes, it is going to be a close game, but at the end of the game, it is going to be Penn State covering by more than 3.5 points. It is going to be at least a touchdown game when it's all said and done.
I don't know. I'm just glad we're not in the Pacific Northwest, because calling Oregon in their uniforms out is like, I was watching the game last week and they had black. Did you see those games? And I'm like, what team is that? What team is that? Oh, there's a little O. Oh my god, that's Oregon. That's Oregon. There's no green. There's no yellow. There's nothing anymore. It's just black now.
Yeah,
for that one game.
They had Blue Ribbon Sports advertised on their uniforms, which is Nike's original name. Phil Knight originally named the company Blue Ribbon Sports, then transitioned over to Nike when he wanted to harken back to the Olympic days, the original Olympic days.
He's doing a lot of harking.
Yeah. But
he's almost barking. He's so much he's harking.
I'm waiting for the Herald Angels.
And pay homage to the Greek games and change the name to Nike and the goddess of sports. But at the end of the day, every single week it's something different.
It is.
There's no consistency ever.
And if they lived in a big city, imagine how much they would sell. If it was, one of those cities like Atlanta where, everybody's buying stuff or whatever, there's only a few people in Eugene that have to have 19 different jerseys to which one are we wearing tonight? I don't want to be off again.
All right, Will. Who you got?
I'm going with Penn State just because it's at Penn State. I might go the other way if it was at Oregon, but because it's a Penn State home game, I'm going with Penn State to cover.
I will have to say that I have picked Oregon, I think, twice this year, and they failed to cover both times. I think they're going to cover. I think it's a 3-point game. I think Penn State wins, but I think it's a 27-24, 31-28 game. So I'm going to take Oregon in the points.
I took the Ducks as well because I thought you were telling me you were getting ready to take Penn State, and there was no way I was going to make that a quad factor. So
yeah, no, I will go with that.
And what do you guys think on this? And we're getting ready to hit the next game. This game is a whiteout. The next game is a blackout. What do you think about your rival coming to town and you just, I hate it. I hate it because Georgia never picks the right something when something comes to town. And, I know you guys have done whiteouts for years. You kind of invented the thing, I think.
We did. We actually invented it, and it was my class that invented it.
There you go.
So, if I would have actually graduated on time and not taken an extra lap and went on time.
Oh, those extra laps are fun, though.
Well,
Yeah.
Speaking of whiteouts, I'd like to talk about a different out. I'd like to talk about a poked out, which is what I would like my eyes to been when I had to watch Suckafee in a Speedo jumping off the diving board on Saturday. I thought I was going to throw up. That was the most nauseating thing I've ever seen in my life. I know you I don't know if you follow me on Instagram or watch, but I hammer him every chance I get. Nobody wants to watch you take your clothes off, Pat Suckafee. Nobody except you.
My dad doesn't like anything anymore ever since he had his delirium bout and everything. We sit there and we watch TV and he'll just look over at me. I hate that guy. And he doesn't say it to anybody more than Suckafee. Every time that guy comes on, he's like, I hate that guy. I'm like, well, you're not alone. It's okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to chalk part of that up to the fact that most of us Western Pennsylvanians and Pittsburghers are not very easy to like. And we're not very easy on the eyes, as my wife would tell you, very openly and candidly.
That's a sweet wife you have who says you guys aren't very easy on the eyes. I mean, I still married you, but
Well, the only thing more white than a Penn State whiteout was his thighs when he took
Oh, yeah,
off
it was
his
horrible.
pants.
Horrible.
Those tan lines were horrible.
All right, let's get on to the
All right,
last
let's go to
game.
the next
We'll run
one.
a little behind.
Dogs.
I got to tell you, dogs.
yeah, go figure.
And I'm going to go Bama, and let me tell you why. Because I read
pick me.
Did you read the stat?
No,
about
because you hate them.
About
is the
no,
right-
no, about Kalen DeBoer. He
No.
has never lost a game coming off a bye week in college.
Well,
So give me the Tide.
it's really tough when
He's
you
never
have,
put a team in the trash like he has Alabama either, but he's doing that.
Well, we'll see.
When you consider most of his bye weeks were before he had to play Cal and Oregon
No,
State.
they were
and a
better
few
than
other-
that. I looked, but yeah. But go ahead, Ian.
Listen, this is the marquee matchup in the SEC coming into the season. However, Alabama completely and Kalen DeBoer completely ruined the script. It is not going to be a close game because, honestly, Alabama is outmatched this year. They truly are. And the games that they're supposed to be favored, they're going to end up not being favored. I think Alabama is going to lose by more than 2.5, so give me Alabama.
All right, Will.
Well, when you scared me when you said it was a blackout, because I was at that game where Georgia played Auburn and they came out in black uniforms and they laid an egg.
So wait, you just said they're going to lose by more than 2.5. So I'm taking Alabama. So that didn't make any sense. Are you taking Alabama or Georgia?
Oh, I'm taking Georgia to win the game.
Thank you. Cool. I just want to double check on the
for the points. The points, like they're gonna. Georgia is gonna win by more than 3 points.
Absolutely.
Is what I'm trying to say.
I'm now over my fear of the blackout, though. I'm going to go with Georgia, even though that scares me when you said that.
All right, let's get on to a brain train commercial because we're running a little behind.
Hey, it's Melissa at Brain Train Centers, the fastest growing neurofeedback provider in the world, and I have some pretty important questions for you. Do you or someone you know struggle with focus and attention, sleep, memory, or other mood issues? Or maybe you just want to achieve more in high-pressure situations. Well, what if I told you you can unlock your brain's full potential and change your life entirely through neurofeedback, a drug-free and natural approach to negative moods, and it's backed by more than 50 years of research, so it's not new. It is safe for both children and adults as you retrain the brain to create new pathways. Medication may help short-term, but they don't address the underlying issues. Just as push-ups help your physical strength, neurofeedback is personal training for your brain. With over 20 offices nationwide, don't hesitate to reach out to Brain Train Centers, as we will provide you with the highest level of compassionate care and help you achieve the mental clarity, performance, and calm you deserve. Your journey to a better quality of life starts with a brain map. Now you can retrain your brain and reset your life. So just call or text 470-291-2778 or visit braintraincentersinc.com.
With Ian and Robert. And thank you, Melissa Hergert, for being a sponsor of the Three Guys Who Love Sports. We're moving on to some pro ball now. Falcons just bit the dust. I got a buddy that's a big Carolina Panthers fan, and I see him every Tuesday morning. And that's the last thing I want to do was pull up in his driveway and see him this week. But I did. And he was pretty proud of his Panthers. And as much as he was proud of his Panthers, I was that unproud of the Falcons.
Yeah, losing a game to a horrible and somebody who I've openly predicted is one of the worst 3 teams in the NFL, 30-0. I mean, that's just mind-boggling. Your Suns, if they were doing the X's and O's, would probably come up with something a little better, because it's hard to be that bad against a bad team. But, man, we were.
It wasn't even close.
Yeah, even my 7-year-old knows see ball, get ball. And so do all his teammates. See ball, get ball. And the Falcons could not do that. And in fact, they could not do that so much so that they fired Ike Hilliard, who was their wide receivers coach.
Saw that.
Which is a beautiful thing. When your quarterback can't hit anybody who's wide open, what should you do? Fire the wide receivers coach.
Somebody had to take the blame, right?
Yeah, somebody had to fall.
Yeah, somebody had to fall on the sword. Unfortunately, it was one of Kerry Collins' favorite targets that year that the Giants went to the Super Bowl in 2000. But, ultimately, I mean, is it the Falcons' worst loss ever? I would argue not. Now, is it their worst performance ever? That is debatable.
It's not good, but the reason why it's not the worst ever is because it's week 3 against Carolina, and outside of a few people like me and a few Carolina fans like your buddy, nobody else is going to remember this game in a month and a half, let alone anything else. So, but if you're compiling a top 10 disastrous games of all time for the Falcons, this one might crack the top 10.
It's in the top 10. There's no doubt about that.
It's pretty bad.
So what were the other surprises of the weekend? For me, I was shockingly amazed and loved the way the Bears handled the Cowboys. They took it to them.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben Johnson, let's be real. Ben Johnson is the guy that needs to be there in Chicago for a quarterback to break 4,000 yards for a season. And honestly, I think Caleb Williams has a really good chance to do it this year. He really, truly does. And it's a sad thing to see that there's not been a quarterback in Bears franchise history to crack 4,000 yards. Meanwhile, every other franchise has done it.
Oh, yeah.
even the new Cleveland Browns, who have had 42 quarterbacks since their inception 25 years ago. Excuse me, 27 years ago.
Yeah.
I saw. Go ahead.
Like
Ian, sorry.
it's, at the end of the day, no, go ahead, Chuck. I
saw a great stat this week. Which NFL team has had the fewest number of quarterbacks since 2000? I was blown away by this.
Packers.
Packers is the right answer. Yeah.
They had
Cleveland's had the most, 29.
But when you got to just find a team that has 2 guys, let alone they've kind of got 3 with Love now, where it's a long time in between. One of the games, how about let me just throw the Colts out there for a second. Colts finally have punted once. The guys punted once in three the season,
yeah.
And they're looking amazing. But how about my? Everybody's been saying how bad. Oh, they're horrible. They're going to be the worst team, and I've been defending them all year, and they're still really bad. But how about those Browns, baby? That defense is for real. And if that organization can just get out of its own freaking way and play some rookies.
Guess which game was my double in the top?
Absolutely.
And they're up 10-0. I'm saying, yes, they haven't given up a thing. And next thing I know, 13 points.
But and it's over. You got these 2 guys, and you're going to have 2 top 10 picks next year. So if you can figure out if either one of them is worth anything, wow, the things you can do with next year's draft could really just catapult you well beyond Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and anything else over there. But you got to play him because Flacco's never going to play next year, and he's not your answer.
Speaking of quarterback switch, did you see Jackson Dart is now the guy for the rest of the year for the Giants?
Absolutely.
Well, I would say he's the guy for the rest of the year, but I will say he is the guy for now. And I say that.
Gable said he was the guy for the rest of the year in the article.
I say that with the attitude of having Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh last year. If Russell Wilson has pieces around him, he will be a sufficient quarterback.
Well, he threw for 450
Absolutely.
last week against Dallas.
Yeah, and so, to that point, at the end of the day, it comes down to play calling to spread it out to break down the coverages. You've got to run the ball in order to go ahead and throw the ball. And they are not able to run the ball because their run blocking is absolute garbage. And you're going to go ahead and put out a rookie quarterback to try to make something happen. Guess what their run game is going to be now? Jackson Dart trying to dart for 3 yards without getting his head knocked off.
Without getting his Jackson knocked off.
No,
that's Johnson.
And that reason alone is why I say that tentatively he is the quarterback for the rest of the year.
But it's the same argument I made last week for the Browns and the Giants, and I just made it again for the Browns. If you're the Giants and your quarterback throws for 450 yards and you still lose, okay, he's not your future. He's really old. So what are you doing? I understand, you put a Band-Aid and you're hoping if we have a good D and a good running game, then Russell or Flacco can take us, down the road. But when you don't have all those things, you might as well play somebody who's young.
All right. So let's get our last 2 commercials out of the way, and we'll make some NFL predictions. It's me, isn't it?
It's you.
There are a lot of places to get your oil changed in the Kennesaw area, but if you're looking for a personal experience, then stop in at Castrol Kennesaw Express Lube or Lost Mountain Express Lube. We'll always do our very best to get you in and out quickly, safely, and without a whole lot of fuss. We're a true owner-operated business where you'll find Brian under a car or hood at one of the shops. We offer experienced, knowledgeable technicians and the latest computer software to help you maintain your new car warranty and keep your pride and joy running for the next 100,000 miles. We proudly offer
Castrol products. Tired of going to the same old places for the same old thing? American Axis has your solution. Whether you're looking for something new to do before or after the game, the most memorable workouting ever, or just wanting to take something else off your bucket list, American Axis has their 3.5 Atlanta locations waiting for you in Marietta, Tucker, downtown at the Works, and the uber cool new Mobile X experience that can be set up wherever you need. Keep an eye out for them at events and festivals. Look them up online or just give Dan a call at 678-763-3635.
Where?
678-763-3635 to schedule your next adventure.
And we thank you, Brian Bristow and Dan Fisher, for being sponsors of Three Guys Who Love Sports. And especially Dan today, as I have his American Axe shirt on today. So I want to do that, and we have our axe. We're about to give some axes. But first, before we do this, I have to make an apology to Robert.
You did go back and listen to the tape.
I did go back and watch the tape, and I was right about what I heard. I was wrong about who said it. It was Greg Fuller who said that the Chiefs, until they get beat, I got to pick them.
That's
correct. And I
correct.
thought it was you, but it was Greg. So I am willing to admit when I'm wrong.
That's good. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I went back and listened to the week before that as well, and I kind of hedged on that one, saying I was debating between the Broncos and the Chargers, but when I had to make the pick, I said Broncos. But either way,
Yeah, you did agree with me. But
the Chiefs are dead. I tell you. You know, it's crazy. I looked at a power ranking, and I understand, the same way we don't want to move the polls around in college football too much, but here's a horrible Chiefs team that got lucky and beat a horrible team. They're 10th.
And boy,
in the power rankings. Like, I don't think you're.
And they got another big game this week, too.
Their whole schedule.
Yeah.
Their whole schedule.
And again, there are a lot of good pro games this week, too. And let's kind of dive into them now. Philly -3.5 at Tampa Bay. Philly's got to be a little stung after Detroit took care of them. I think Philly will go in there with something to prove, and I think they will beat Tampa Bay.
And that was a playoff game last year. So
Yes.
Philly went to Tampa last year and took care of business.
Yep.
And but and I'll just turn this one around real quick. The same way that we were talking about Illinois and how Illinois got their butts handed to them. Man, that's a great coaching moment. When you lose really bad, you got to listen to me. Well, that's what the Eagles are doing right now. The Eagles had to listen to their coaches this week. You didn't dominate nonstop. You can't do this. Or I'm sorry, the Ravens. I was thinking the Ravens. But I'm going Philly. I'm taking the Eagles.
Who did you mark earlier, Ian?
Now, I do believe Philly will win the game. However, I do not believe it's going to be by 4 points. I think they are going to win by a field goal at best. They are on the road playing Tampa. Tampa is an untested and unproven team when it comes to
What do you mean they
big
beat
hitters.
What do you mean they played the Falcons?
Did anybody see the Baker Mayfield thing where he's calling Ibuka out?
No.
He goes, don't you disrespect my passes like that. Use two hands, because Ibuka had one, just an incredible, and he walked over to him on the side. He goes, do not disrespect my passes like that. Two hands, and he just walked away from him. Ibuka's just dying laughing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Yeah, listen, Baker's a great leader. I love Baker Mayfield, and I think he's doing a tremendous job down in Tampa. And I think Tampa has a phenomenal squad. And so that's why I'm saying Tampa is going to compete in that game, because honestly, what I've seen from Philly in the first 3 weeks is that they're inconsistent in what they need to call to win the game. They refuse to pass the ball when they need to pass the ball, and they want to run the ball consistently. And that's why I saw in the first two games. And all of a sudden, third game, hey, we're going to go ahead and air it out and decide to put it on Jalen Hurts' arm instead of his legs.
But when you're undefeated and you're the defending Super Bowl champion, they're clearly doing enough, kind of.
Yeah, they're doing enough. But enough to cover this week? I don't think so. So that's why I'm taking
the new sombrero.
I bet that there will be a false start called on the tush push this weekend. That's my side bet of the week. My, what do you call it, prop bet. Because
2 weeks ago it was bad.
Yeah, it
2
was
weeks ago it was bad.
Didn't Tampa just sign the 500-pound guy just to stop the tush push? Or he signed him to the practice squad. The guy out of Florida that was like 460 pounds that went undrafted, but he was a real good player in Florida. He was just way too heavy for the NFL to be athletic.
So now they're just going to drop him in the middle of the line.
I think they signed him to the practice squad, but the whole headline was that they signed him just to stop
what's the guy's name? Villa on the defensive line? Tampa. He's a pretty big boy, too.
Yeah.
Vita
Guy
Villa,
from,
is that his name? Yeah.
out of Washington.
Yeah.
I say that, but I'm still going with Philly.
So 3 Phillies in the buck. All right. Speaking of Baker Mayfield, there's another guy that's found new life at a new place, and that's Daniel Jones, as Robert mentioned earlier. He's tearing it up at Indy. They are 3.5-point favorites at the Rams.
The Rams are 3.5-point favorites against Indy. Indy's getting 3.5
Yeah,
on
they're
the road.
getting 3.5. That's right. And then what I said?
No, I don't know.
Yeah,
Not quite, but
yeah.
almost.
I thought I said they were getting 3.5 at LA. But I'm going to take the Rams. At some point in time, this Indy train has to stop, and I think it's this weekend in LA.
Oh yeah, I think the Colts are going on the road, and the horses are going to come to a halt. There's another H word.
Ah, horses.
Horses and halt.
Hey, I heard that.
Hey.
Hey. No, I think that Indy is a much better team with Danny Dimes at the helm and actually running the offense. Daniel Jones is a solid quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, when you're playing against the LA Rams, who is now at this point projected to be the favorite to win the NFC West, give me the NFC West division.
The leaders?
I do like the nickname Danny Dimes. I think that's a cool nickname.
Yeah. Danny Dimes from Duke.
Danny Dimes from Duke. Yeah.
What say you?
I'm going with Indy.
I am
They
too.
may not win, but it might be. They're gonna cover. That's where I'm gonna put it.
Indy, Indy is just, they're one of those things. And the only thing I'm going to say about this game, because I already took them, remember after the fantasy football draft, and I said, you can always find a great quarterback who was not drafted by anybody after week 2. Daniel Jones.
There you go.
There's always, no matter, we took everybody. There's only these 6 guys. One of those 6 guys will be a world beater. And until you slow down Jonathan Taylor, he's looking good.
JT killed me this weekend in fantasy. Had 35 points in fantasy.
But he's so good that he's making Jones's
Daniel's
job
so much better.
so much easier.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
And who did you take, Robert?
I took Indy.
So you took Indy. So 2 Indies and 2 Rams.
That is correct.
All right.
Well, now let me rephrase that. So I'm taking the Rams for the points, or Indy for the points, but I'm choosing the Rams to win the game. If that's
That was the.
But you're taking Indy plus the points.
yeah. I'm saying Indy's going to lose by at least four points.
No, then you're taking the Rams.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like giving the speech at the end of Billy Madison.
I know.
At no point did you make a coherent thought during any of that. May God have mercy on your soul.
And they got, yes. So Baltimore, another tough week for Kansas City. Baltimore going into Kansas. And Baltimore's hadn't been playing great. What are they 2-1 or 1-2?
Did they win this week?
Who did Baltimore play?
They are 1-2.
Yep,
Baltimore
1 and
is
2.
struggling right now.
Yeah, both of them 1-2. Kansas City and Baltimore.
This past weekend, the Ravens lost to the Lions. And,
That's right, to the
and
Lions.
it was a great game. However, Derrick Henry has
I
fumbled
thought,
once
wait.
again.
The Lions beat Philadelphia, didn't they?
No, you were off when you said that.
Oh, was I?
Yeah.
Okay, who did the Lions beat?
The Lions beat Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yep.
And who did Philly? Oh,
Philly-
the Rams. Yeah, that's
Philly
right.
beat the Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
but-
Wicked, stinking block field goal.
But, the Lions and the Eagles played the week before, I believe.
Might have.
Which is why I believe that you're getting that mixed up. But give me Baltimore this week. I think they cover the 2.5. They're going to go on the road to Kansas City. They're going to right the ship. Derrick Henry is going to hold on that ball, and they're going to go ahead and dominate that game on the line of scrimmage and be able to win that game easily by more than 2.5 points.
Go ahead, Shamu.
Well, I called it earlier in the season, the Taylor Swift effect. That's why I was always picked. But she's told Travis that the wedding is off if he doesn't get the ship straightened up. So I'm going with Kansas City this week.
You're making a swift decision.
A swift decision on that.
You want to go or you want me to go?
It doesn't matter.
Go ahead. Give me a chance to make up my mind.
The highest scoring team in the NFL currently is the Ravens. I don't see that stopping this week. They're going to put some points up on the board. Haven't seen anything from the chefs to tell me they can match, tit for tat. So, give me the Ravens.
So is everybody taking the Ravens so far?
No, he took the KC.
I took KC.
He's a
Did you?
Swiftie.
Swift on. I gotta hope my buddy Harrison Butker kicks a field goal at the end to win it. All right, Green Bay -6.5 at Dallas.
What a tale of 2 weeks.
I'm telling you.
They play against the Browns, and the Browns, after 3 weeks, I think no team has got more than 230 yards of offense against them, so they're just dominating. And then, Green Bay looks so tough or so rough against that team. Well, now they get the worst defense in the world, so they're going to put up a lot of points this week.
Give me the Pack.
Give me the Pack, too.
Go Pack, go is what I see happening this week. That trade, Micah Parsons for future draft picks, that trade is one of the most unbalanced trades that we've ever seen in the league, but to go through. And so, at the end of this week, we're going to see the Packers go ahead and just wreck shit for the Dallas Cowboys.
Was that Chicago-Dallas game as bad as I read? Because, like I said, I couldn't watch it. I was so frustrated.
It wasn't a good game.
Yeah.
At no point did I think, wow, Chicago's really good. You're like, Cowboys can't tackle, and they can't cover, they can't do. So I don't have a lot of high hopes for either one of those teams, but they did push them around.
This can only mean one thing. Dallas is going to have the game of the year because I'm going with Green Bay as well. That's 4 for 4 on Green Bay. That means Dallas is going to do something special.
Yeah. If our last week's record is any indication, yeah.
Well, and Chuck's favorite quarterback is kind of dominating so far through 3 weeks. Dak. Dak is getting the ball out. They can't run the ball, but, man, he's slinging it around. But
what, they scored 11 points Sunday?
The problem is that Mr. Lamb went out. So if Lamb is not
and he's
back,
out for a few weeks.
he most likely he's
3 to
not going
4
to play.
weeks, yeah.
So,
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess Dallas will be the sacrificial lamb.
it's bad.
Go
really,
Pack.
It's really bad.
Yeah. Go Pack. Yeah. I'm not picking you again this week. I've got a double right all year. I can't even pick one game right for my double. So it's pretty horrible.
Marcus Mariota coming back to town. I hate the Falcons.
He's not going to. I think Jaden Daniels will be back. But no matter who their Commanders quarterback is this week, give me the Commanders. I have no hope, no expectations, no excitement, anything more about the Falcons. It was pathetic performance they put on Sunday. Pathetic. Guess what?
What did you really think?
It was pathetic. So give me, and I told you, because last week, Falcons getting the axe. Go Commanders.
I tell you what, I really believe that this game is going to hinge on whether Jaden Daniels plays or not. Now, he says he's healthy, but he says it also comes down to the doctor saying that he can go.
Sure.
So, if the doctors give him a green light, I think this is going
You would
to
like to make this pick at 12:50 on Sunday?
Yes, I would, preferably. But I do believe that if Jaden Daniels plays, they will win. It'll be, open shut case. However, though, if Jaden Daniels does not play, I think the Falcons have a chance of actually upsetting the spread, but still break all of our hearts and lose. So, give me the Commanders this week. Just give me the Commanders.
What Marcus Mariota did to the Raiders, and that who they beat last week, he looked great. He will do to the Falcons. I mean, I'm hopeless. Hey, there's an H word. I'm hopeless.
Yeah.
As much as I picked the Falcons to win the division and all that, and how great they looked last week, this week was horrific. There's another H word.
I'll give you another H word. History. Have you ever seen the Falcons?
That's the rest. That's what the rest of their year might as well be.
There's a guy that works for me that's a big Falcons fan. I mean, he's got season tickets. I haven't seen him in the office all week. I don't know where he is. So, and last week I went against my better judgment and picked Atlanta, like I said I would never do.
I think we all did.
So now I'm going with Washington.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you're hopeless, I'm going to go Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Deja Vu album, Helplessly Hoping. That's who I am now. I'll take those Falcons. You know, we're gonna smack Mariota in the mouth. We're gonna go from there.
So you're hopelessly devoted to you when it comes to the Falcons?
No, I'm not Olivia Newton-Johning this team. I'm just Grahaming them.
All
I
right.
don't know. I'll take Dan Quinn's bloody brow to go ahead and beat the Falcons.
It is not going to be good. It is not going to be
hard.
good.
It's hard to. You know, I mean, I'm not betting money when I take them. It's hard to figure out how this team is going to do.
How did you do on the tub? I know you went 3-3.
I went
in college.
6 points, so 6-4.
Yeah. I don't know. I did get the results today, but I didn't look because I knew I didn't win. I was 3-1 in college, and I was so excited, and I was up in like 3 pro games, and then I don't remember who else I picked. So it's brutal. Mark's doing better from Europe than I'm doing from here, so it's pretty awful. What are you looking forward to this week? I know we didn't talk about it much, but last week we had Danny Sullivan on. Danny McDonald. I don't know why I keep calling him Danny Sullivan. Sounds Irish, I guess. Danny McDonald was on the show, and he texted me some pictures today from the Ryder Cup. So he's up at Bethpage, and it's not typical to have a guest on 2 weeks after he's been on before, but he's coming back next week to talk to us about the Ryder Cup. So much football going on this weekend. It's a big sports weekend.
What have you made of all the conversation around the Ryder Cup players getting paid this year?
I don't know. I'm not real thrilled about them getting paid.
So they've never gotten paid before, but it turns out the players have always been given an amount of money.
A stipend, per se.
Well, no, the stipend is is what the golf is calling the new part. But they always give them, it could be called a stipend, but that's what they're calling the other part, to donate to their favorite charity.
Yeah.
So this year,
that I think is fun.
And they've always done that. So each player has $300,000 to give away to the charity of their choice, but they're going to get an extra $200,000 as a stipend. It's like, you know, I watched a little bit of Rory and the boys. You know, they were getting interviewed. You know, it's I play for free, and you know, this is what golf is all about. And it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah,
you got your Bryson hat ready?
No.
DeChambeau.
No. He's way up there with Succoufy on my list.
Right, but come Sunday, if it's America,
don't ask me that.
I already have, and now it's time.
No.
I know, but I have faith in you. You know
if
why?
He has to make the putt for the win, I'll pull for the USA. But I'm not pulling for DeChambeau. If we can win every point except the matches that he's involved in, I would be the happiest camper in the world.
I know you would.
Yeah. But even like they got John Rahm too, so I just don't get an exhibition golfer being a part of this.
It'll be interesting to see if they pair those guys up.
That would be nice. That's one match I wouldn't have to watch. All right.
And if they split it, you'd be okay.
Yeah. Ian, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you filling in. Robert, good show, buddy.
Attaboy.
All right, guys. Don't forget, know your numbers, cover your ass, get your prostate checked. We'll see you next week right here on Three Guys Who Love Sports.
Sure.
I'm glad we got a little Ryder Cup in. It was nice of Danny to send me those photos. You don't want this, do you?
Last week's picks, we got 6-4. What didn't you have?
0-4, yeah.
See how many college teams are undefeated now? 30. 39 to 30. And there'll be a couple more down this week. A lot of some 3-0 teams play some 3-0 teams.
This one team is going to come back to win it all for you. So he had him down as 6-4 this past week.
Which
but
game did he miss?
I don't know.
good this week. I gave up.
The worst thing about sucking at football, which I know something about, it's hard not. It's hard not to get close to it.
He brought a girl with him that used to be a cheerleader. God, she's gorgeous. Emily Kyle. She and I are having coffee next Thursday. Oh, not next week. Next week, Danny's on. The following week, a guy named Bruce Burge is going to be on.
Bruce what?
Burge. No relation, but I met him at the KSU football. And I actually had known him before. He used to own the Atlanta Knights.
Oh, wow.
And I knew him way back then. And he's part of the consortium that's trying to bring another hockey team back. Really, really nice guy. He worked for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Very, 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 very nice guy. And very sports knowledgeable. So he'll be on in 2 weeks. I can almost stand up without pain. Hey, Rob, put that in the trash for me. Thank you.
I think Swiss burger. I think that goes here. I think that goes here. No, right here. Thank you.
Or just one?
They're both. Thank you.
How you been? Good. Making lots of money, doing lots of cool stuff.
I'm making some money.
Some money's good.
Yeah, some's better than none.
How's school?
It's good. I did give up. I had picked up a shift tomorrow because Sean's out of town, but I gave it away to somebody else because I have this giant lab portfolio that we have to do like our first check-in for, and it's just taking me a little longer than I thought it was gonna take. Making these graphs are really hard.
But it's a brilliant move on your part to know that an extra shift as opposed to a great first grade, that's the right decision.
Oh yeah, I know. That's always been like the mentality. Even when we were in like middle school and high school, my parents were like, "You cannot do your sport or your extracurricular if you do not get good grades." So
My daughter works at Uptown Cheapskate, and she checked out of school early to go to work. I was like, okay, you're 15.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to check out of high school to go to your $10 an hour job. Hey
girl, the paycheck's not worth it at that point.
It is not there for you.
No, yeah. But I just figured it's better to be safe than sorry. I think I just have a really like tight schedule right now, just between like I'm the vice president of my club for my major, and then I work here, and then I do a lot of like on-campus research too.
So what are you vice president of?
The Exercise Science Majors Club.
And how many people are in that club?
We're at 50 members so far, but we're trying to get at least 10% of the exercise science like student body incorporated into the club. It's just hard at the beginning because like people will hear from like word of mouth. The more events we do, it's like, oh, you should join, like you should come, like it's fun.
Right.
Blah blah blah. But it's like I'm a college student and I know the mentality behind it. It's like, oh, I don't know. I don't think I
don't want to go to
Yeah,
club.
it's like, I know. I'm like, oh, y'all are like, it's like pulling teeth for y'all. Like, I'm trying to make this as fun as possible. Like, so, but it's good.
Do you stomp your foot when you say that? I'm trying to make this as fun as possible.
Literally. But yeah, I'm a busy gal. But I gotta get good grades because I am like, I expect to get good grades. If I don't get an A, I have a mental breakdown. I'm very...
That's good.
Yeah.
Keep dominating.
So is the whole family going to Pittsburgh or just you?
The whole family. Most of this are green.
Do you have any hot sauce?
Chuck, open that door next to you and grab him a Cholula.
Cholula. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would have.
You think this is a full-service restaurant or something?
You've been coming here 3 years. You should know where everything is.
It's always right here. This is where it is. I don't know. If it's not there, I don't know where it's.
Now you know where it is.
Well, I know it's in the corner. I can rummage through it.
Well, I was really surprised to see last night.
Just like mine.
Was that when we were in?
I don't know what it said.
You basically said you're going to steal it from now on and you'll never
I
have
was looking at places to go to eat.
Oh, yeah.
After, like, we go to baseball camp last night. And Miller's popped up. Everyone in Houston, Tennessee, that's outside Chattanooga. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, look at that. Let me let the kids choose where we want to go. Or where we went, I should say.
So just 3 dudes at the game today? Very good.
Yeah, I'll do it. Hey, what new realm do you have on tap?
New hazy.
Do what? Hazy like Fox?
Hazy like Fox, or I have owl in it as well if you want like a thin shit.
I want to do a hazy. Thanks.
How are you?
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Living large, working.
Where's the next trip?
Ooh, Huntsville, Alabama.
For?
Billy Strings. He's doing.
Oh, yeah. That's good stuff. Oh, that's a cool venue.
Yeah, it'll be like my 15th time seeing Billy
Is that the
Strings.
mountain place?
No.
No. There's a place over in northern Alabama, and it's something mountain, and it's like the coolest place to go see a concert.
Interesting. Right now, I really want to go to the gorge out in either Colorado or Washington, and it's like the background is the gorge, essentially. It's so beautiful.
I want to go to Red Rocks out in, in Colorado. That's like,
My parents went and saw Sleep Token there. But I want to see like a little hippie band. I think that'd be perfect.
So our coaching guest played at Baylor.
I need to Venmo you for my money for my food.
our coaching guest played at Baylor?
Plays at Stephen F. Austin. First 2 years as a tight end before transferring to Baylor for his final 2 seasons.
I was talking to a friend of mine, a few friends over the weekend, and I told him, I said, not a knock against Coach Bohannon and everything at KSU, but when you don't have a team, a great offensive coordinator is not coming over to join you for your upstart new program.
Yeah.
So he never had a lot of great coaches to start with. Bless you.
Bless you.
And
Oh my goodness, you're allergic to beer.
once it started moving on, they would promote from within. Oh, you were a great player. I'm going to turn you into a coach. And I said, these guys, I got one guy who he played for the Bucks for 3 years and the Lions for a year. Another guy who was on Buddy Ryan 46 defense. And, you know, I was like, these coaches have a lot of pedigree to them. You know, they're impressive.
Yeah.
Do you think Jackets will score more points at Wake Forest than Kennesaw they did? Didn't JT Pennington get Offensive Lineman of the Week for Conference USA?
And I don't know how they do the grading, but each week there's a grade on each player where, you know, you're a 67, you're a whatever. And once again, I don't understand it, but he's been the highest one every week. Where, like, Josiah's 8 points, 10 points behind him. You know?
Maybe that's something we can ask Coach Clements. Maybe that's something we can ask Coach Clements
What?
about the grading.
And I have a feeling it's probably a real intense thing, kind of like a quarterback ranking. You know, how many incompletions, what happened here, what happened there. Oh, you know, not just did you give up a sack or a pressure, but when we ran it behind you, did we get more than 5 yards? So, you know, I'm sure it's a crazy formula.
Chuck, maybe that's the question. After football, coaches thing is over. You got a bunch of softball girls that would love to be on the show.
Love to have her.
We'd love to have them all.
I think I want to throw darts this weekend.
It's not a bad idea. Once again, a dart is a 50-50 thing. I remember one time reading an article, and this is 25 years ago, and the guy used a goat. And whatever the goat shit on, that was what he picked. You know, because it's a 50-50. Is it this? Is it that? Who knows? If Vegas gets the line as close as they do sometimes with half point this way, man, who knows? Yeah, I spent like 15 minutes to make sure all the lines were good, Larry. This week. I was worried about you doing something. I was like, I don't think I'm putting any of these lines out yet. Oh.
Not too
'Cause
many games to pick tonight.
There's only one that is currently not in the that's offline, and that's the KSU Middle Tennessee. That's a zero spread. Now, the KSU game? There's no spread on that one currently.
There is on ESPN. 7.5 point.
Well, it was taken off, so there might be. Well,
It was on today when I looked at it.
it definitely was not on earlier when I looked at it, but I was on Yahoo. That should make a difference. Yeah, no spread on only that game on Yahoo. Which is fine. It's probably started out at 7.5, and so many people bet in one particular direction, Vegas pulled it back. Okay.
That's what I noticed by ESPN. Unless there's nothing, then I'll Google it. Say, what is the spread between this day and the next one?
I did a little research on some of these, and the New Mexico State-New Mexico game, that is quite the rivalry. Because one's bigger than the other one, and you figure, there's, some beatdowns. I think they're 3-3 in the last 6 matchups. Usually, fairly decent. Be interesting to see.
And you do know it that in the tub, it's a gentleman's league. You can't use any tout services or anything to make your picks.
Oh. What? And I'm not going to say that those guys don't know more than me or you or whoever else, but knowing once again it's a 50-50 thing, the last thing I want to do is pay a guy $100 and go, oh, he was as wrong as I was,
Exactly.
So I paid you for picks, and now I owe for the money, and I owe for the picks.
So what's wrong with Modern Medicine? Which one's bigger, New Mexico or New Mexico State?
New Mexico's bigger.
New Mexico State is older, is that correct?
Lobos is New Mexico. New Mexico State's the Aztecs, I think.
Aggies.
Aggies, yeah.
Right. Or as Carrick likes to call them, the Agbos. He just combines the two. Is what? Older? I think both of them have been around a long time. It's just, how good are you ever going to be when there's only 19 people in your state? So you can't recruit from within. Sean, I can't hear anything, but I can tell. I can tell he's on fire, though. Where do you live, Ian? Close to Marietta High School?
Manning Road?
We're out Manning, Lee's Trace. We're out Manning Road, Lee's Trace, in Lee's Crossing, which is OG, like...
You in Lee's Crossing?
Yeah.
You know Bob and Lee Schoonover? You graduated from high school with me.
Larry Nelson, ambassador to the U.S. Ryder Cup team.
My brother played baseball with him.
Right, but okay, we all get caught up with who's named the what do we call it? Not the manager or the coach, but who's the guy who picks the team? It's
A captain.
the captain. So we always talk about the captain. How does one become the ambassador to the USA?
I think the captain picks the ambassador. I don't know.
It would seem like the ambassador is no, I wouldn't do that. Oh no, I wouldn't do that. I'm very sad today because I can tell you're in rare fucking form and I can't hear a damn thing.
Well, you know, this is what happens when I drink before work. Round about 10 o'clock, I'll be pretty down.
Huh? Naked. I used to get lemon pepper, but the last few times I got it, the rub was horrible.
Although they do love lemon pepper in general, so it's lemon pepper at all.
They're my favorite. What's that? Old Town Tavern's got really good lemon pepper wings. Taco Mac too, but I haven't eaten Taco Mac in forever.
I was Taco Mac this past weekend. I went to pick up one got wet lemon pepper, the other got hot lemon pepper.
Hot is not me.
I get like the highest one shots. There was 6 of those and then like 6 of supper next night. It's still the last waitress dropped my wings off here. She's like, oh, you got 6 fire and 6. All right, good luck with that.
Gotta go change.
We're going to have the Winter Classic at Lone Depot Park.
Oh yeah?
We're going to the Winter Classic at Lone Depot Park. They're basically like, oh hey, we're raining NHL championship and heat outside. So let's just put it in baseball game. Instead of like just playing the home game.
That's crazy.
That's just dumb.
We'll change shirts. Yeah.
know what our ticket is unless it's my ticket. At 3 guys. What's the last word you call it? 7, 9, 8. Sorry.
Fun.
Five, 3, 7. Sean's office game. Socializing and taking his cards.
Larry, you don't have a careful an Apple lightning cord, do you? Oh, you were charging your.
Tell you what, it was all
Yeah.
I just want to get a couple of
us leaving the game and walking back to the car. All of a sudden, raindrops started hitting us. It's like,
Well, I'm glad I didn't go to the Tech game Saturday because it was scorching down there.
I'll tell you what, it's so much worse on like turf fields than the actual grass fields.
Well, plus my seats were in the upper deck on those metal benches with the sun beaming down. There's a reason God didn't want me to go to that game. Tell you sure, at least they got bats on their seats where you can rest.
Turns into curmudgeon because he takes things too far.
Yeah. What time is the wedding? Is the wedding Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
When is that? This weekend?
So right during the game.
Yeah. It has been well stated by everybody in my family. Why can't we just go to Happy Valley then? I've never met your cousin. I can't even remember you. Why do we have to go this way? Why can't we just go to the game? I get it. I get it. I understand. I hear you.
We had a wedding like that. We started one of the Jordan football games.
I am
We
not.
just took turns every 5 minutes to put to the outside bar. You know, and then it got close at the end, so everyone went to the bar.
My dad
Don't schedule a wedding during football
is
season.
having some tests
All
done,
summer,
and I
all
don't
winter,
know that I will be able to make it out.
yeah,
Was it Marco Rubio or Ted Cruz that said at the or Marco Rubio? That's a chat.
you have 9 months in a year to schedule a wedding. Don't schedule it during the
He
fall.
was trying to get Trump to make it a national resolution. It was Rubio for sure.
Resolution.
Jay Clements.
So I've got a buddy who's putting a calendar together for his wife, and he's asked out all the guys in the neighborhood to take a picture of their dog while shitting. And he's going to do a black and white calendar. So I was like, all right, you know. So I let the dogs out today. I got a big camera out. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, he's staring at me saying this is an invasion of his privacy. Not real happy with this. But here's your picture for your calendar. You know what I think about with somebody as hot as she is, the one that you like so much?
Avery.
What does she wear when she's not here? I mean, like is she wearing like those little shorts that have half your ass cheek hanging out? Or,
In my mind, she is.
I don't blame you. I like that picture too.
Wonder what kind of sports team this is.
I was just told by Garrett that Atlanta United 2, which is the minor league team, is playing tonight, and this is the team that they're playing.
Oh, okay.
And according to him, this will double the attendance of the game because nobody ever goes to the game. So we will be outnumbered this week.
So is it a girls' team or a guys' team? Is it a girls' team or a guys' team?
It's the guys. It's just the minor league Atlanta United team, right? Yeah.
So these aren't the players; they're just fans.
Correct. But they're going to outnumber our number of fans. Oh. No, thank you. I'm allergic to lightning that's 12 miles away when I'm at a football game on a Friday night. I think what's interesting, though, is they have that orange light on top of the booth. And so that's done by
Hey, they gave us our
Cobb
sleeves.
County.
What?
They gave us our sleeves.
Because they don't trust you to do the right thing, the orange light will pop up if you're not allowed to be playing.
But I'll do that for next
Yeah.
week. And where is that one?
I do. It's on top, right above me. It's on top on the roof.
Really?
Yeah. So whenever there's a lightning strike within 10 miles, there's a small little, and it looks like one of the old, Tonka truck, whatever. But yeah, and we are not in control of that light because once again, you'd be like, come on, I got something to watch tonight. Oh, we're good. So, but I don't know where their corporate, with the ACC and stuff, they have the center. I don't know if there's a center where the guy is sitting in there pressing orange lights around the county or not. Well, even the first one.
Now, the first one was closer.
But it was at Six Flags. It was.
The first one was close. It was within 10 miles.
Right, but
Which is like you are supposed to seek shelter.
correct. But it was Six Flags still. It was like 9.3 miles. Every every game this year, well, except for one, has been a lightning delay.
First time that they did it, as we were walking away and we were walking the parking lot, you could see it lighting up behind the scene.
Right.
The second one, I was like, you can't even hear anything.
Every time they throw a delay out, I get a text message from this guy. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're down the road. We left that stuff."
What do you think from Foxy Burger?
Text me when we're back on and we're playing.
Hey, we got back. We still had
You did.
thanks to you. I don't think we're going to do it next year.
You told me that this year.
When did RG3 graduate?
How much did you pay for 4 tickets?
When did RG3 graduate from high school?
RG3? RG3 probably like a 2012? Something
No,
like
it was
that.
before this guy was there.
Bag of chips.
Well, and that one time where they had gotten, the flies had gotten in, they were all, and it was like, there was like little vent holes so that, the steam wouldn't like ruin everything, but the flies found every one of those. So you walked up to the thing, and I mean, there's just like, there's 7 in that one. Somebody looked at me and they were like, well, get one from the bottom. I'm like, well, that's brilliant.
That's what I did. I saw that going on and I'm like,
You're probably the guy who told me.
well, on the count of 3, we're all going to break into.
Worst of luck to you this weekend.
Yeah. Be good to yourself, sir. Enjoy your trip.
Will do. Wishing Larry all the worst of luck this weekend. It's like the only time I put up points this season.
Oh, you guys are playing each other?
Yeah. The only time I have put up points this season is against you, against the other guy this weekend, and then he went off and had 140. It's like,
Yeah, I lost this week, but you never feel bad when the guy who beat he bludgeoned me. You know, it was like, okay, yeah.
I've lost two. The first one I lost by, say, less than 2 points. This last one, my players.
Text me in the morning, and I will look up to find out what your drop dead date is. Period. As far as a location that's open on Saturday, you will have to call 1-800-880-3394 to find that out, because they do not tell me anything.
yeah. My losses in the league is just stacked. And I pretty much had the same strategy. I just had a couple of pieces. Because I had almost an identical exact position.
Right?
The only difference was I had the line to because I did on Yahoo, so it's like I had the automatic like popping up as I dropped my balls. So it is what it is. I want to use some dogs. It's just the fact that last all going on.
But you know what is crazy? It was last week where the Browns player, they went to him like on Wednesday, and they were like, what can you tell us about how hard it is to tackle Derrick Henry? And he's like, it's not hard to tackle Derrick Henry. And so it was all, well, Derrick, what did you, he said it wasn't hard to tackle. Well, we'll see. And it's like, it hasn't been. You know, people have been fucking him up. I don't think he's done, but.
Yeah, like you saw Brooklyn off the other night.
Oh, yeah.
For like, what is it, 28-yard touchdown? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, yes, that's all the fantasy points I need this week. Yes, thank you. For my other league, because I still drafted him. I literally had Justin Jefferson in my lap. I was like, Justin Jefferson, or do I take Derrick Henry, which I know, like, because my thought process is always take the best.
Coach Mack is here.
Come back and take the best player possible.
So this year I'm playing a brand new fantasy football. I don't know if you heard about a guillotine league. So what it is everybody's wide open. It's just lowest score is out. So we were through 3 weeks, and
Coach.
how are you doing, sir? But
How are you, sir? Good to see you, Coach.
it's crazy.
Man, if I was any better, I'd be Jerry Mack. Congrats on Coach of the Week, man.
Good week, man.
You know, like 2 weeks ago, I wasn't on my game. I cried so much about Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, I understand that.
It was brutal. I just hated it. Still hate it. I did watch the whole thing on Sunday, cried my eyes out. That woman first saying that one said what she said. I don't know if you watched her speech.
I did.
Erica, his wife, said, I forgive the guy that killed me.
She said that?
That's a witness, man. That's a witness.
That's a big one.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Not this soon. That's kind of soon.
Yeah, it is. Should be such a great show. What a great game Saturday was.
Yeah, it was.
I got very thoughtful when I watch ball games. I got a great question for you, but I want to save it for the show.
That's good. Everything else going okay?
Yeah,
That's good.
God is good, man. Yeah. There's JT.
JT. Got a good game.
Yeah.
Good game.
He lineman of the week too, right?
Yeah. Conference USA lineman of the week. Yeah, the Conference USA lineman of the week and player of the week.
Player of the week?
Yeah, Amari was player of the week. Offensive player of the week.
Yeah. I remember I asked you last week who's still going to quarterback system, or he was still playing two.
Nah.
Looked like he down to one.
Yeah. you know, we knew that was kind of the last tryout was the Merrimack game.
Yeah.
And, you know, when Dexter threw that interception, it was like, well, you know, obviously we got to go to Mari until you can't go. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't let the media know because we didn't want to get
And I
out.
don't want to tell you this, but I'll tell you personally. Andre, some guy named Andre,
Wise.
he's like Dex's tutor.
Yeah.
He sat behind me at the football game.
Oh, really?
He said, I told you he'd get a spark. He told me he wanted a spark. He put Dexter. And then next thing, here comes Amari, and he didn't say a word the rest of the game.
He said he thought the Dexter was going to play last game?
Yeah. Yeah. No, this was the Merrimack game.
Merrimack, okay, I got you.
Yeah. But I said, well, I think you kind of answered my question this week. So, yeah.
And I mean, Dexter's going to be great. You know what I'm saying? He's good. You know, for right now, he's going to be the number 2 and, you know, that kind of stuff. But he's been great.
Yeah. We won't. Like 15-2.
Yeah.
One of the most miserable football games I've ever said it in my life. Me and Will and Garrett went. It was like 2 degrees. It was cold.
It was cold. What month
It was in October and it was cold.
In October?
Yeah, it was cold. I mean, we were all bundling up. Yeah, and I wanted to tell you this because I'm pretty good friends with Josh Hewitt's mom.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't know he wasn't a scholarship player. So when I was telling you last week, man, that Josh is booting, I wasn't trying to pull for a scholarship or anything. I didn't know that until I found out. I saw her at the tailgate Saturday. And, he had another big kick this week. Turned the field around.
That's what it's all about, flipping the field.
Yeah.
See, Matthew Shoes ended up being ineligible. For right now, at least, we're doing some appeal to the NCAA. That's the Australian partner we brought in.
Yeah.
But right now, Josh is doing good stuff.
Yeah. We get ready to start here. Saw you on 680 The Fan this morning.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get listened to it. Was it Domino and Cellini that you're on with?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because I was right between practice, so I stepped out.
Yeah. I used to. Nick Cellini is the guy, but he had a brother named Vince that used to be on national networks. And Vince Jr. went to high school with my son.
Oh, really?
So I knew Vince a lot better than I knew Nick. I've met Nick and Chris Tomino. They're pretty nice guys. I don't know why all these local stations have all these Yankees on the show.
Everybody from up north.
Everybody from up north. Well, how about these two guys? We need to be on there doing something. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Family's all settled in now. They're loving things here.
Yeah, they do. Like that. You know, we stay most of the time in Woodstock and Canton and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But they like it. They like it a lot.
Well, I tell you, I know you're probably busy on Friday night, but great concert on the square in Marietta.
Oh, really?
I'm a big Marietta fan.
Yeah. So, you know, Dave Watlins, he stays like right there in Marietta.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've never lived further than 5 miles from the square.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm
That's
as native as native's going to get. See, Ian, I don't know if I got. Is there a Turning Point USA chapter in Kennesaw State?
A turning point?
Yeah, with Charlie, who Charlie Kirk was.
Well, I know who he was. What you mean?
That's his organization. It's called Turning Point USA.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know there's FCA, but I'll ask Luke if there's going to be a Turning Point USA chapter there too. I don't know. Yeah.
Luke would definitely know.
Yeah. You know, they had 100 million people watch that service
What?
worldwide. 100 million.
That's unbelievable.
I know it. Wish we could get that many at a KSU football game.
I think a third of that, just a third.
A third would work out.
Yeah, a third would work out. Yeah. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Miller's Owl House on a Wednesday night. It's 7 o'clock, and that means it's time for the Owl Show. Can I get a big hooty-hoo? Hooty-hoo! All right, we're here with Coach Mack, and we're going to have a little football discussion, but first we need to get commercial out of the way. I hope I got the right one, Larry. Enjoy New Realm's award-winning craft beer, whether visiting the brewery on the Beltline or purchasing its leading beers such as Hazy Like a Fox or Tiki Like a Fox at your local retail store. Available in Kroger, Publix, and most places you shop, and even here at Miller's Ale House. As the official craft beer partner of KSU, try Owl Lager, a great tasting beer that pays homage to New Realm's KSU partnership. Go Owls! So as we mentioned, happy to have Coach Mack with us again. Look at crowd. Another great game Saturday. What happened after 21-0? Though? I mean, we just kind of stalled out.
Let's talk about the 21-0 to get going. Let's work on this one.
I'll tell you, we scored 21 points, and there was 5 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock.
It was.
And I thought we were going to put up 80.
Well, instead of talking about the next 40 minutes of the game, let's talk about those first 8 minutes that got you quite a prestigious award this week.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Hey, you
Conference Coach of the Conference USA Coach of the Week.
How about that?
them apples?
Have you ever won a Coach of the Week award?
No, I think it's something new. They just kind of started the last couple of years.
Right.
You know, just kind of recognizing coaches that had a great game the past weekend.
I think it's a phenomenal thing because a lot of people can't keep track of everything. So
Right.
you know, if you're in Spokane and you can look down and you go, oh, this was the best coordinator, this was
Yeah.
the best coach. I think it's a phenomenal thing, and congratulations. I know
appreciate you guys.
it's an awesome thing.
There were a lot of awards this week. JT,
Yeah.
Offensive Player of the Week. Look at that guy. Haven't had JT here. Coach Clements, I guess he's still coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll be on with us in a little bit, too. But I think Mark Mattioli got Defensive Coordinator of the Week, right?
Yeah, I think he got recognized again. That's his second time getting recognized.
Correct.
this year.
And
I'm telling you, what's going on in Conference USA?
He's not
we're
winning.
dominating.
He's not winning defensive coordinator. He's winning coordinator.
Yeah.
So you know, there's how many teams in the conference? 10?
Yeah, 10.
So there's 10. That means there's 20 different guys who are vying for that one thing, and he's already got it twice. That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's very impressive. I don't know who hired the guy, but he must know what he's doing.
I don't know. It must be a European because I mean that guy. some Frenchie somewhere. We found him.
Yeah. So we were talking a little bit about the air about the game and how proud you must have been. I mean, 28-21. 21-0, and we're sitting in the stands saying, "Uh-oh, here they come, and here they come." And I wanted to ask you one question in particular.
Mm-hmm.
When we were up by, I think it was 21-7 in the third quarter,
Yeah.
and we went away from the hurry-up offense.
Mm-hmm.
Was that by design, or were we trying to run clock?
You know, sometimes it's a little bit of both. You know, it's depending on how long the drives are. Like, we see the guys getting a little bit winded. We see, like, the running back has carried the ball 2, 3, or 4 times in a row. So sometimes we will try to slow it down if the drives are too long, just for the simple fact we do play so fast. So, I mean, we end up having 83 plays in the football game. So that's kind of a lot of plays, you know, and we had some longer drives than we normally are used to. You know, in a perfect world, we want about 6 to 8 plays and get off the field with a touchdown. That'd be the perfect world.
That was kind of like the first drive with the long pass to Vineyard, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So is there a line in the sand that says, if I have this big of a lead and I'm looking at the clock, because you know people love to talk about, you know, you don't have to worry about your opponent. Your new opponent is the clock on the. So do you have a line somewhere where you say this is where we slow it down just a little bit to try to milk a little bit? But I mean, it kind of goes against what you do and how you do it, so you can't go too far, I guess.
Usually we kind of have those conversations in the fourth quarter. So, like, when you look at the fourth quarter of the game, that's when you kind of have those discussions. Okay, let's try to milk the clock a little bit. But in the first, really 1 through 3, especially when you look at the way the first quarter went, we were just going to play our style of football.
Right.
You know, we end up not converting on the 4th down, and we end up driving the ball all the way to the 1-yard line and basically, you know, getting a turnover. Those were 14 points we just kind of left on the board.
Absolutely.
And then it really had nothing to do with Arkansas State. It was really more self-inflicted wounds, and that's what we talked a lot about.
We should have been up 35-7.
Yeah.
We turned the ball over once inside the 5. We missed a 4th and 7 on a pass into the end zone that was open, it looked like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wide open, and we just missed it. So, you know, we were being aggressive, right? Like, we were up 21 points. We wanted to continue to be aggressive, and that's really our style of ball. Not until we got to the fourth quarter was the conversation about, okay, now I think the score is 28-21, something like that.
Right.
So we was trying to slow it down a little bit.
So how many text messages did you get from family members who have a diploma hanging up on their wall? They're like, man, you killed our season.
Well, I got texts from my former head coach. That was there, Steve Roberts.
Right.
A lot of the former coaches that was on staff when me, Coach Bradley, were there. You know, everybody knows that, you know, my Arkansas State ties run deep. So,
Sure.
You know, it was over 100 texts for sure.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So it was a little special for you, wasn't it?
It was cool. It was cool. It was always cool to kind of beat the big brother, right? Like,
Yeah.
so, like, those people kind of raised us
Is
in
that
my family.
Is that the first time you've gone against them?
It is not. When I was in South Alabama, we played Arkansas State. I think that was when Gus Malzahn or Brian Harsin or one of those guys were there. So that was the first time I ever faced him.
But you didn't beat him that time.
We didn't
Okay.
beat him that
Okay.
time.
So now you got the schneid off to where you're like, if I ever have to play these guys again, I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to think about it. I just have to focus like I normally do for.
Yeah. And that's really what the plan was. Obviously, my ties were run deep there, but at the end of the day, it was just another game. It was a football game that our team came out. We focused up. We kind of fixed some of the mistakes we made against Merrimack. We kind of fixed some of those, and the hope is that we fix some of the same mistakes we made against Arkansas State, and we fixed those things going into Middle Tennessee.
Hey, you know what's funny is that was a bowl team last year. Arkansas State
last
went
2
bowling,
years.
yeah, last 2 games. So we didn't just beat Merrimack College; we beat a bowl team. And you know what that means for us? We're breaking out our bowling shoes here, so we're ready for some.
Don't do that too soon.
Now I was reading something that said that we are not actually eligible to go to a bowl game this year or even play for the conference championship.
That is not true.
Okay.
So we are eligible to go to a bowl and play for championship.
Okay, good.
Does the Merrimack game count towards that?
Toward bowl eligibility, yes.
Okay.
So
That's what I
that
thought.
is one of those.
I think
Because it was
Will
still a
told me that
Division
one
I
game does. One FCS game, yeah. So we're only 4 games away. JT, you listen to this, right? 4 games away from going bowling, baby.
We're excited here. I mean, watching it game in, game out. Now you had this, what seemed like, you had those 2 very tough road games to start your year,
Yep.
and then you look at your schedule and you say, okay, we're coming back for 4 at home.
Right.
We're through 2 of those, and we're feeling pretty good about ourselves. How do you keep everything in check? I guess as long as JT misses 1 block a game, you get to keep him focused the next week.
It really works like that. A lot of times, sometimes your gift is the curse is the gift. Sometimes, for instance, we did not play as well as we would have liked to play against Merrimack. So we came back, we talked about the things, we held people more accountable, and we practiced and we worked differently the week Arkansas State. No different than Arkansas State, like you said. We jumped up 21 points. We should have played better down the stretch, the second half of the game. So now we got something to build on. I talk to the guys all the time about good teams get better as the season goes on.
Right.
And that's what we have to continue to do. It's all great for guys, everybody to talk about bowls, but the reality is, like, we truly have it. It is truly one game at a time because there's so much parity in our league.
So let me ask you this question. It's just us. Larry, kill all the mics. So, so if you win a game 42-0,
Mm-hmm.
is that a problem for the coaching staff where you're like, how do I keep this guy focused? He knows he just dominated. Is it almost nice to have it? You like the shutout, but when they come back, you get to tell them all, listen, if you guys don't pay closer attention, this is what happens.
Till you cross the finish line.
I think it is, especially when you're talking about how early we are in our establishment, our program, and what we're trying to build here. Like, we don't want, the emotional roller coaster is what we talk about a lot. Don't want guys to get too high, don't want guys to get too low. We got beat against Indiana very handily, right? Okay, that's Indiana, don't get too low. Stay right here. We have a good last 2 games. Great, we won. Stay here. Don't get too high, too low, because I believe in the football gods.
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
if you don't do your due diligence, you practice the right way, you prepare the right way. Coaches be in the building early, be in the building late. The football gods will never reward you.
Never as good as they say, and never as bad as they say.
That's
Right?
exactly right.
Did you see the Indiana-Illinois score this weekend?
I saw the score. Yeah.
Wow. That means we can compete against Illinois. So are we ready to move to the Big Ten?
Look, I know this. Indiana is a very good football team.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A lot of points, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I got one other question, too. When we were watching the game Saturday, the gray banner that's moving down the sideline in front of you, what's on the other side? Because all we see is the gray background.
Well, we're trying to hide the signal so people
So that's
won't
what
steal the
so
signal.
there's no signals or anything on the other side.
There is. So
Are
but
there-
you can't see them or the camera can't see them.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I didn't know it was like a picture of Garrett and Will at one spot, and then Carrick over here, and what each one's mean. But they're just basically signals for the offense, right?
Yes.
Defense too, or just offense?
No, just offense. Defense, They don't usually use one. They still go by the voice command on the field with the guys that got the earpiece.
Yeah. Well, I really think you've got the campus committed and excited about football.
Well, we hope so. Like, we
Yeah.
would love to see another great turnout this weekend.
It's homecoming, right?
Yeah, it's homecoming. A lot of people coming back, and they see a different style too. You know, for 10 years here, they've seen kind of a certain type style of system. We're hoping to get people out just if you're curious to know what it even looks like.
Amari looked great today, or this past weekend.
He did. He had a really good game.
He did.
You know, we let him play the whole game. You can see the growth. You know, putting those two. Now he was able to put an entire game together and really showcase his real talent and what he could do. So, you know, he's got to keep growing. You know, he had a couple of turnovers, obviously, right?
Right.
So, like, there's some things that he can do to continue to improve on his game, and that's what we're trying to do.
And again, special teams was special. They really were. Josh flipping the field on a big punt when we needed it.
No doubt.
Speaking of coming back, we're going to have you come back a little bit. We'll talk about more about MTSU. But for now, once again, a big hooty-hoo for Coach Mack. Hooty-hoo! We'll get a commercial on. We'll get JT on. It's you, Joshua.
Joshua Smith and his wife Tammy are both graduates of Kennesaw State College. He's been practicing law for 24 years, specializing in sports and entertainment law while continuing in criminal defense, civil litigation, juvenile, and personal injury. And he's ready to represent you all the way from your small town to the Supreme Court and any appellate court in between. With all the new rules regarding NIL and cash payments to athletes, they're placing a new emphasis on Kennesaw State University student athletics to help our student athletes better navigate some of the bigger issues that have tripped up so many. Give them a call tomorrow at 706-217-2095. That's right, 706-217-2095.
And welcome to the KSU show. Offensive lineman player of the week, offensive player of the week for Conference USA, Mr. JT Penny. Appreciate that. Man, where you been? It's been too long since you've been here.
It has been a long time. It was about 2 years. I checked now.
Oh, did you?
Snapchat when I was like hyping myself up for the first one. It's about 2 years.
Oh, yeah. You had to hype yourself up to get on the show?
I get a little nervous, you know. I'm getting a little nervous.
You're over it now. You're good, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What happens when you get nervous? You throw people?
No.
I'm nervous.
You want to throw an act? We got one for you.
Well, great game on Saturday.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
Yeah. That I guess that means a lot to you. I always hate it when people say, how does it feel to be this? But that has to be a great feeling to be Offensive Player of the Week.
It is. It is. It is very humbling.
They send you a new car for that or what?
No, sir. No new car for me.
No new car in the mail.
Yeah, from
I'm sure Amazon's
I
getting it. I think they're delivering 3 for all of the winners. So
that's fine with me.
Yeah. So we got to talk about the game because we know you. I think you're probably one of the first people we talked about because when we first met you, we weren't even in Conference USA yet.
Yes, sir.
We were talking about it and talking about what your score would be in the game. Do you remember what you said? What you thought your score would be?
No, sir.
We did talk about that, didn't we?
Oh yeah, it's in the game.
It's in the game.
So that
yes,
game,
sir.
there you go.
Yes.
There's the smile.
Yes, sir.
So how did you like your rating before the season? And do you hit the update button all the time to see what the new rating is?
As much as I wish I could give myself 99 speed, I can't.
Woo!
As wish, I wish I could.
Who's faster, you or Lamar Jackson? Never mind.
Oh yeah, we'll not talk about that. But I do think
well,
that.
JT, if Lamar's sitting down.
100%. I think I was a 74, and that's not bad at all.
Right.
And I was very appreciative of that.
And have you moved up in it?
I haven't checked it. My little brother has my Xbox. You know that, so he's the one. That's
little brother, if you're watching at home, go ahead and hit that button a few times and send him a text later. Let him know where he is.
We want to know where JT is.
Because you haven't fallen any.
No, sir. I mean, literally, I was. I hope not, at least.
No, I don't see where that could have happened. So what's the start of the year been like for you? I mean, those 2 massive games going on the road, 2 biggest places you've ever played?
Yes, sir. It was an experience, and it was really cool to not only experience their atmospheres, but just to be around the crowds and all that stuff. And it was just an absolutely awesome experience.
Yeah, when you're road tripping and you're like, I watched these guys play on CBS when I was a kid. You're going to big programs. That's an amazing thing as you turn this program into a big program.
Just showing up to work every single day, and like the Coach Mack and Coach Clem have done great jobs of bringing in guys that want to win and show up to work every single day. So credit to them.
Well, we were so glad you stayed.
Oh, it was. I want to see this. There was an opportunity to leave, obviously, but there was. I wanted to see this program win. I am a Kennesaw man through and through, so to see the success we've had so far, and the potential in the future, I'm really excited for it.
And you're senior?
I am a senior this year, graduating in December.
Wow. No more eligibility?
No more eligibility.
We can't apply anywhere and get you another year?
No more eligibility. This is it.
So, and I don't want to get you too far ahead of anything, but just to have the question asked, I know last week was very exciting for Coach and a couple of other assistants of yours who all came from that school. You've got a game later this year where you go back against Jack State.
Yes, sir.
So what's that? Knowing that that'll be your last time. You're one of those. You've worn both jerseys. You got fans on both sides. Is that one that you circled a long time ago?
Of course it is, right? But it's going to be the same mentality we've taken in all these games. Just another game, 0-0 that week, and go try and win it.
You're going to be a coach one day.
I love that.
Good coach speak.
Next game.
Next game mentality, yes, sir.
1-0. But you played Wake Forest, and then you played Indiana. I mean, those are two pretty big programs. Your personal battle within those two games, how was it?
It's always a test to see, like, can we go against those guys, right? Because all the work we've put in the offseason and the offseason training, like we've spent all this time training to go against these guys. And it's always that mindset of just go out there and do one play at a time to the best of your ability, and we'll see what happens, right? And versus Indiana, my girlfriend's a Purdue fan. She graduated from Purdue. Now she's an Owl fan, so don't worry. But she was a Purdue fan, so she gave me that motivation.
She hates Indiana.
No, she does not love the Hoosiers, so she gave me a lot of motivation for that game.
That's good. And how good is your memory? I mean, are you pretty good at blocking it out? Whether somebody gets around you or you pancake somebody, after the first look from a coach or a high five from somebody, is it easy to put it away and get ready for the next play?
It's harder when negative things happen, but
Right.
easier when positive things happen. But Coach Mack preaches next play mentality, next play, and it's something that as I've matured and I've gotten older, it's gotten easier to do.
He's very mature.
Yeah. How much of a change in 2 years from right, JT? Right there, he's nervous now. He could probably come over here and run the show.
I appreciate that, guys.
Well, he'll be driving here in his new car once Amazon delivers.
Once the Amazon delivers. That's funny. I know the Jacksonville State game is big, but man, just having 2 games under our belt now as wins. Do you ever think about, man, I'd really like to go to a bowl game?
Of course, and we're always shooting. Obviously, the goal is to shoot for a conference championship.
Yeah.
So just taking that 1 week at a time mentality. Next game up, and we're not underestimating whoever we play, and just go give them all I got.
Can't, right?
Yes,
So when you were you and Coach are going through stuff, you and Coach Clements before the game, the week of the game, are you looking at everything that that Middle Tennessee has done this year? I mean, are you watching every one of their games to see how they're doing it, what they're doing, and figuring out who you're going to be looking at?
Yeah, yes, sir. So we have Dodge Salzer, who's
Yes.
our GA, does a great job doing our scouting report. And Coach Clem and him go throughout these games throughout the week and suggest what games we should watch to look at certain plays and certain fronts that we would expect to see in the game. So
I got you, because not all of their, when they're going against this team, they're going to show you a different front, and you might not ever see that
Yes, sir.
because of what offense you're running.
yes, sir.
And I went up to MTSU last year for the game. It was cold.
It was extremely cold.
Me and Will and Garrett went up, and it was cold. So at least it'll be warmer
Like
this week.
12-5 or something like that.
It was cold.
15-2, I think, was the score. I can't remember. My son went to MTSU, so
Oh, okay.
if I had to lose a game, I was okay with that. But I told him, this is the revenge year, baby.
Yes, sir.
We're going to take care of you.
He's not okay with it anymore. I already told him he's not allowed to be okay with any of that
I'm
stuff.
not okay with that, boy. Yeah. So yeah, very excited. It's been so much fun. The Merrimack game where we had a full house, almost full this past weekend. Has the attitude on campus changed any from when we were FCS and now we're FBS?
There's just a lot of excitement. Everyone loves Coach Mack, and they've gotten to come and see us play these 2 home games and this home game stretch we have, and they have seen the results that we've produced. So it's a lot more high fives, a lot more excitement, a lot more smiles, and you mentioned the sold-out crowd. The sold-out crowd is awesome.
Yeah.
And,
That's where it's got to be, right?
We don't have the biggest stadium on the planet, but they're so
Yet.
close, and you can really hear everything, so it's awesome.
So let me ask you this. since the first time you went to Jacksonville State to now, are you more of a vocal leader? Have you taken on some roles that, or are you just head down lunch pail guy and
I've tried to grow into a vocal leader. It's something that I've had to get out of my comfort zone to do, obviously. But I'm more of a lead by actions kind of guy, and just try to, do what's right and mow my own grass is what we say. Mow your own grass, do your job. So
action speaks louder than words.
Exactly.
I like mow your own grass. That's like iron sharpens iron.
Yes, sir. That's Chase Stevens. That was one of our transfer. He said that. I like that. Mow your own grass.
Mow your own grass.
Mow your
Yes,
own
sir.
grass. Well, number one, Carrick Martin said to make sure to tell you that he hated missing you tonight. He's up in the mountains at his cabins.
Hey, Mr. Carrick. That's good. I'm glad. I'm sorry you weren't here.
Yeah. I'm sure he's hating it about now. I had another question, Robert. If you got one, I've got to think for a minute because I had it.
So, what are you most excited about for the rest of this season? Is there a particular game outside of the Jacksonville State game, or is it just 1 week at a time and the camaraderie that you're getting with all these new teammates?
It's great getting to know all these new guys, and when the new coaching staff came in, they brought in the guys that they would like, and it was great. I was mentioning to them earlier, but my roommate is from Serbia.
Correct.
Nikolai, and he is just an absolute best. Now, that was a little bit of a language barrier when he first got here with my southern drawl and his Serbian accent, but it was a little bit, it was an absolute awesome experience. I hang out with him every single day.
And he's a bigger boy than you.
Oh, he's
6'7".
He's a tall dude.
Yeah. How do you feel about being the smaller guy in the room?
It's different. When they first got here and I was looking up at people's faces, I was like, that's new.
But it is kind of interesting because of the turnover on the coaching staff and all the players. 68 new ones, I believe, this year. You were already through the portal. You came here, didn't know anybody, had to meet everybody, and now here it is a couple of years later, you're all of a sudden the grizzled veteran that everybody else is coming to meet. So it's just crazy how it all comes full circle sometimes.
Yeah, well, great job so far. Very happy about where the Owls are, and more importantly, where they're going, because, we've played a couple of Big Four teams now, and we played a Merrimack College, and then we beat a bowl team.
Yes,
team
sir.
that's been to 2 bowls.
Yes, sir.
So each week you see I see the improvement. I see the effect that Coach Mack has had on this campus, and the staff that he's brought in, to me, is phenomenal. I mean, every week when we have a different coordinator or coach on, it's like, man, this guy knows what he's doing. It's not an ex-player that played at KSU. It's somebody that knows his business.
Yes, sir.
Do you see the difference?
I do. It is. Coach Mack did a great job bringing in the staff that's excited, and not only just excited, but excited to coach and excited to win. And that's always something that you look forward to as a player.
So without putting numbers on everything, which is what I'm getting ready to do, Coach Clem is your 3rd offensive line coach since 5.
No, he's my 5th in my career. I've had a new offensive line coach every single year of my career. He is my 5th.
So does it make you more rounded? Because, people say it a different way. They might want to say the same thing, but this guy says it this way. Do you hear different things where you're like, I think somebody's been trying to tell me that for a couple of years, but I finally understand it when you say it or
There's
something?
been a lot of different points that each coach has made. Don't do this step that far, don't do that. But it's been cool because I want to be a coach later in my life eventually, and grab these different coaches' coaching styles to form my own has been something that has been really a true good experience. So I'll be like, I want to coach like that coach in this scenario, or in different scenarios, I want to be a coach like Coach Clem in this scenario. So there's just a lot of stuff that makes it positive.
So you mean after your NFL career? Right?
After my NFL career,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
sir.
what I think. Well, listen, JT, congrats, buddy. Always
Appreciate
happy
y'all.
to have you on the show. We got you a little gift card here from Miller's Ale House.
I appreciate
Come out
that so much.
and joining us.
I appreciate
All right.
y'all.
Big hooty hoo! Hooty hoo! For JT McMillan. We'll see you soon, buddy. Thanks, Larry.
Hey, it's Matt at Brain Train Centers, the fastest growing neurofeedback provider in the world, and I have some pretty important questions for you. Do you or someone you know struggle with focus and attention, sleep, memory, or other mood issues? Or maybe you just want to achieve more in high-pressure situations. Well, what if I told you you can unlock your brain's full potential and change your life entirely through neurofeedback, a drug-free and natural approach to negative moods, and it's backed by more than 50 years of research, so it's not new. It is safe for both children and adults as you retrain the brain to create new pathways. Medication may help short-term, but they don't address the underlying issues. Just as push-ups help your physical strength, neurofeedback is personal training for your brain. With over 20 offices nationwide, don't hesitate to reach out to Brain Train Centers, as we will provide you with the highest level of compassionate care and help you achieve the mental clarity, performance, and calm you deserve. Your journey to a better quality of life starts with a brain map. Now you can retrain your brain and reset your life. So just call or text 470-291-2778 or visit braintraincentersinc.com.
Sponsor of the Owl Show. Welcome a new guest to the show, offensive line coach, Mr. Jay Clements.
Hooty hoo!
Hooty hoo!
Hooty hoo! Appreciate you guys.
Larry's behind the button over there.
Just to make sure you can hear us.
There you go. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, I said you noticed you didn't even have on his headphones. You missed the crowd cheering for you.
How are you, sir?
Now it's official now.
Yeah.
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're good.
Welcome to the show, man.
Let me ask you, how long have you known the word Kennesaw for?
The memory that comes to mind is the Liberty win last year. That's when the
you saw us on ESPN and you're like, hey, all right.
Came up. Yeah, that was a big time.
Those
win.
guys were not excited about that game or that answer.
Yeah, no, it was that was a big time win for the program, man.
And they've gone downhill a lot
ever since that game. Since that game,
got another one this past week, man. Is No, Liberty. Every game he plays is gonna be tough, but we got to show up ready to play every Saturday, no matter who we play.
Yeah. So how'd you wind up here? Did you seek out KSU, or did Coach Mack seek you out?
I got the opportunity. I'd met Mitch before, Mitch Militello, our OC, and he kind of through people that we've worked with, kind of in the same offenses, and people that mentored him, and people that mentored me, people we've worked for. They kind of hooked us up, got us together, said this would be an opportunity, and after talking to him and Coach Mack, it was a no-brainer for me to be here for sure.
Let me ask you a question. I'm good with HETM, HETM, that's on the front. What is RTDB?
That means can I say
Sure.
Okay,
yeah.
It stands for run the damn ball. All right. I just wanted to make sure.
That's
I just wanted to make sure I wanted to get bleeped out or something.
So that's kind of like an offensive lineman coach. Hey, we want to go fight somebody.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, every guy in my room's got this hat. It stands for run the damn ball, man. And you got to earn this hat, and that's the mentality that we got to have up front. Man, it needs to be on our shoulders. Like we want the offensive coordinator's job to be easy. We want to be able to call whatever, run whatever, and we be able to execute it. That's the mentality that we got to live by.
Well, I think that hat needs to be on our heads. That's what I was thinking. That's a great hat.
Hey,
it is.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe one day we can get you him. You got to earn it, though. You got
we will.
I got to hear you on Saturday.
Beautiful. Oh yeah, you'll hear me. Yeah.
yeah. Those guys are really loud too. You see them smiling. They're like, bring a few extra hats.
Yeah, those are the tailgate guys. They definitely earn it every Saturday. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. More than tailgate. Did you just meet these guys?
I did.
Yeah. So did they tell you that Will's been to almost every KSU football game that's ever been played?
Oh yeah. He mentioned that. KSU through and through. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the mentality. So you're a Baylor guy.
Yes, sir.
How do you bear that?
From there. Baylor graduated in 17, played for
Stephen F. Austin. Stephen T. Austin before that.
Stephen F. Austin before that. Started there, then finished at Baylor. Got to play for some great guys, and learned a lot through my playing experience and eventually getting me into my coaching experience.
And what position did you play?
I was a tight end.
Tight end?
At Baylor as well?
Yeah.
I knew you were at Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah, tight end.
Who was your quarterback?
At Stephen F. Austin, it was Zach Conk and Hunter Taylor. At Baylor, it was Zach Smith, Charlie Brewer. Those were our quarterbacks that year. Yeah, Zach transferred to Tulsa. Charlie played there. He was younger than me. He played there. He's now at North Texas right now, working with the quarterbacks.
And you spent some time at North Texas too, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, I was in North Texas in 2022.
And worked with somebody that we should know, right? I remember one of the people that was mentioned in your bio. I can't remember who it was, but somebody I knew.
Yeah, I know.
Aya or something.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I'd have to look at it again. Mine went blank. You work with some pretty big guys right now.
Yeah.
Josiah has been on the show several times.
Oh, yeah.
Joe, they call him, right?
Yeah, Joe does a great job. He's our center man. He's our guy in the middle. Really, really smart football player. Like he's a guy you feel comfortable in there. He can get everybody in the right spot, get everybody going. He's done a great job stepping up for us as a leader.
So when you have the mentality and you come up with a acronym that says "run the damn ball," and then you meet this guy and he says, "I not only want to run it, but I want to do a play every 16 seconds."
100%.
Is that excitement for an offensive line coach?
100%. Like when you play at tempo, like things like the picture's not always pretty. Like it's not always going to look pretty. But when you practice at tempo and it's part of your DNA and it's who you are, you have the ability to use it as a weapon, and you can use their confusion. They're trying to get their call in. You can use all that stuff as an advantage to you. So as long as you're playing clean under control, then you can definitely use tempo as an advantage. So it's a part of our DNA. It's who we are, and that's we have to go out there and execute it every Saturday.
Have you ever been part of a fast break offense like this?
I've really only been in a fast break offense, really. And that's like for my coaching career at least.
Mm-hmm.
As a player, it wasn't always like that. But for my coaching career, and that's kind of the reason I got here is because I've grew up in this offense and come up in this offense, and that's it's something I'm used to. It's the way I coach. Like when you practice, you have to practice at tempo. It's got to be fast, and it's got to be pedal to the metal all the time.
Ayo Adaya is the guy I was thinking
of.
Ayo,
Yeah. He was a running back for us at North Texas. Great player. He the running back room that we had at North Texas was very, very talented. The running back room we have here is also really talented. We got some guys that can roll. But yeah, I like the running back piece in this offense is critical, man. Like like I said, I've been in this offense for a while, and when you got a couple guys that you can roll in there, you can really, really do some damage.
Now, coach is talking about, and I know it's more commonplace with the defensive line where you do wholesale substitutions, but because you are running that fast break offense, he wants to pull the left guard out for a few plays, or to keep them fresher for the fourth quarter or week 9 as the case is. How do you go about trying to figure all of that stuff out? I know there's a big plan that goes into all that, but just telling the guys, fight like a dog while you're in there, and we're going to give you a break at some point, unlike a lot of other teams where the guy's going to play every single play. So
100%. Yeah, offensive line is a little different than defensive line. It's you really have to. You don't want to mess up the flow of tempo.
The continuity, right?
That's the biggest thing. Like if you're in a rhythm and you're rolling, like you don't want to sub because you then give them a chance to sub.
Correct.
So then you got to slow the game down. They get fresh bodies in there, and really you don't get to use tempo as an advantage at that point. So. You give guys a break every couple drives. Get other guys in there, let them go, but you really. That's why you have to practice at tempo, because you want your guys to sustain that drive, right? You want them to, there's going to be 12, 13, 14 play drives at times, and you're able to handle that through how you practice.
Coach said he only likes 8-play drives.
Well,
so
okay,
that 12 and 13.
Everybody likes 8-play drives. I wish there were 2-play drives that we scored. But it don't always happen like that. Sometimes the drives are grimy. It's 3-4 yards at a time to carry, and then you pop one for 8, 12, 16, whatever it is. And that's just the way the game's played. But you got to line up, you got to get your feet set, and you got to get rolling.
I know you like to run the ball, but can you tell me how many passing yards we've had so far this year?
I know we had a lot the last game. That's for sure.
298.
Yeah, I don't know what we are total. Do you know? Do you know the number?
No, but we've got a bet here at Miller's about when we're going to break the KSU record, which is 1,494.
Oh, that's a question for Mitch Militello. He'll tell you all about that. I'll let him talk about the pass game.
Yeah, it's funny. We and I asked Coach Mack this. I noticed in the game Saturday that middle of the third quarter when we were up 21-7, got away from the up tempo.
Yeah.
How much of that was wanting to slow the clock down, and how much was it that we're just trying to give the guys some rest? And how do you guys communicate? I'm sure you communicate on the sidelines about stuff like that.
100%. And there are times you want to slow it down. But you also, like I said, you use tempo in its advantage. So anytime you have the chance to play fast, you want to. Like that's the biggest thing. But yeah, there are times in the game where you want to slow it down, and the biggest thing for us is we have to be able to execute no matter what. Whether we're playing fast, whether we're playing slow, we got to see the picture, we got to get our communication in, and we got to execute.
So, Chuck, your answer: 835 passing yards currently by the team. So we're looking
about
like
600 more.
Yeah, no, not too far away.
I said game 6, so let's get this thing on the road.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
I'll tell Mitch you said that.
And I said week 8 because I knew we were going to be running out the clock because we were going to have a lead. You know, you got to be behind to get it too quick.
I like, man, speaking into existence.
So a question for you: when you're the offensive line coach and you're running all of those fast plays and you're trying not to substitute because, like you said, you don't want them bringing new bodies out and stuff. I'm going to compare it to a Rocky movie.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a point where you see the defense with the front 7 maybe, and they're leaning on, they're holding their jerseys and stuff, and you can see, you know, we're 3 or 4 back-to-back plays from breaking these guys because they are way more winded because they don't practice that. Where you guys have been practicing, you know, this is who you are. You know, they see it and they're like, good God, these guys take a break or something?
Yeah.
Do you notice that? Is there something that happens on the field where you see the other team just kind of...
Oh, 100%. It's normally when they take a little bit longer to get set, like when they take a little bit longer to get in their stance, that's when you know they're getting worn down a little bit. And tempo, it always helps because, you know, the pass rush slows down a little bit. You know, those guys are slower off the ball. You know, they're not digging their cleats in the ground ready to fire off. And that's, that's the stuff that we have to use to our advantage. And now there are going to be times where, you know, they do get fresh bodies in there and we got to be able to execute. But you know, there is always a point in a drive where you're trying to just punch it in. All it's going to take is one more. It's going to take one more. It's going to take one more.
One more body blow, and they're going down.
It's got to be that next play mentality. That's what you have to have. Like every play is independent of the last. No matter what happened in the last play, it's always about the next one. You got to execute the next one. You got to execute the next one, and eventually, you know, everything goes well. You punch it in there.
There you go. We got 2 more questions for you before we let you go. Number 1. Who's the most famous person in your cell phone?
Not named Mac.
Famous person in my cell phone. Mac Brown.
I said not a Mac, but I was not thinking that. I was not thinking that.
That's
Mac
cool.
Brown, yeah, I got to work with him at Carolina in 2023. Great guy, great person. He actually texted me when I got this job, congratulated me. Great dude.
How cool is that? All right, last thing. See that camera over Larry's head to the right?
Yep.
We want you to look in that camera and tell the next 5-star offensive lineman why he should come to Kennesaw State.
Come to Kennesaw State because we're going to win football games. That's it.
Bam.
You want to win games, you come to KSU.
Love it. Love it. Hey, listen, we got a little gift card for you here from Miller's for coming on to the show. And please come back. We'd love to have you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely, guys. I appreciate it.
How about a big
man.
hand for Jay Clements? Hootie-hoo!
Appreciate you guys.
All right. There are a lot of places to get your oil changed in the Kennesaw area, but if you're looking for a personal experience, then stop in at Castrol Kennesaw Express Loop or Lost Mountain Express Loop. We'll always do our best to get you in and out quickly, safely, and without a whole lot of fuss. We're a true owner-operated business where you'll find Brian under a car or hood at one of the shops. We offer experienced, knowledgeable technicians and the latest computer software to help you maintain your new car warranty and keep your pride and joy running for the next 100,000 miles. We proudly offer
Castrol products.
All right, we got Coach Mack back with us to talk about the Blue Raiders. At least it's going to be warmer this year than it was last year up in Murfreesboro. It was a chilly night. Yeah. So what can we expect this week out of KSU?
Yeah, we have to clean up some of our mistakes. The penalties, defensive penalties. We had a couple of pass interference penalties. Still, trying to overcome some of those holding penalties. Although we did come down from that previous week, but those penalties are still kind of harming us. The turnovers are the other things. Like, we just got to protect the ball a little bit better. That's the biggest thing right now. We want to see those kind of things improve more than anything else. Do a good job of getting the guys off the field on third down. We continue to get better at that, and I think each week presents a different challenge for us.
Absolutely.
So they're not having they didn't have a great start to their season so far. How do we keep everybody focused? Because and I'm going to make a horrible analogy, but I'm really good at those. The Falcons last week went to a winless team, and everybody, wow, this is. But you got to guard against that false sense of security. And does it help? When we lost this game last year, you weren't here, but anybody who was here already has that bad taste in their mouth and looking for revenge. But how do you keep them focused on the task at hand?
Yeah, we try to talk about nameless great faces a lot, and all that means is we don't really care who the opponent is in front of us. We're just trying to think about us and how we can improve. We don't really care about who the opponent is, whether they're Notre Dame or whether they're Middle Tennessee or whoever they could be a high school team. It's really about how can we get better at our craft? How can our coaches put the schemes in front of the players? How can their players work at their craft to continue to get better? So that's the biggest thing that we always trying to focus on. It doesn't matter if they're winless, it doesn't matter if they're 4-0. The reality is we got so many things that we got to continue to get better at as an offense and defense.
Let me ask you this question too. When you were running backs coach at Tennessee or Jacksonville, were you always on the sideline?
I was.
So you've never been a booth guy?
When I coordinated, I was in the booth.
Okay. And how do you feel, because I call high school games, and I have this great view, and, I can see the play breaking out. But when you're on the sidelines, you kind of get lost in the shuffle because you don't have that elevated vision above everything. How do you watch a lot of tape on the side?
I do. Tape on the side, with the iPads now really help. But more than anything, when you are entrenched in the game plan from an offensive defensive perspective, as a coordinator, a lot of times you got to have an idea on what's going on. You don't have to actually see it to know if somebody made the play away from you, kind of what probably went wrong. Because you just kind of it's almost like you're memorizing the game plan.
If Jenkins made that tackle, that means Smith was not where he was supposed to be.
Exactly. So now you got people, your eyes in the sky, they can kind of tell you get feedback from up top as well. So when we're on the headsets, we're talking to people up top to give us information.
And do you ever ask the question, what just happened on that? Because it does get confusing when everybody's, blocking each other.
You do, and it was harder pre-iPads.
Oh, I'm sure.
So now, the reality is, you don't have to guess anymore. When you ask somebody what happened, they can specifically tell you, this person did this person did that. And in the past, it was all the eye of the beholder. So if a guy, didn't quite see it or missed it, you could be wrong when you come in there on Sunday morning and somebody's getting chewed out.
Right.
How much input does Coach Mack have in calling the offensive plays?
I got input in calling everything.
Okay.
Now, do I actually physically call it? No. That's what we got.
Will you ever call an audible if you hear the play going in?
Yeah, I call a lot of audibles during the course of the game sometimes. Yeah. Just changing the things because I'm in charge still of the flow of the game. So based off my experience and what I've been experienced to, if something doesn't feel right, a call from an offense, defense, or special team perspective, whether hey, let's block this punt or let's not block this punt or let's call this play as opposed to this play. So I'm constantly making suggestions throughout the course of the game. That's why throughout the course of the week I try to sit in the offensive meetings and the defensive meetings and the special teams meetings as well, so I can kind of have an idea. I know it's distinctly what's kind of going on.
So you've said before that on Sundays you have meetings with coaches, and then on Monday we talk with the players. So on Sunday, going into this game, just for example, you've watched enough tape on them to know what they like to do. Mm-hmm. Is that where we come up with this is going to be our game plan on defense and our game plan on offense based on what they like to do and what they show, and then it moves out from there? You've picked what we want to do, and then it's up to your coordinator to kind of fit that in?
Well, the coordinators and the staffs, right? So offense and defensive coordinators, they'll break off with their staffs, and everybody has a part of the game plan a lot of times. So that means that we break the game plan off into sub-units, and you are in charge for a certain part of the game plan. So when we come back and meet as a whole offensive or defensive unit, then you're making a presentation on your suggestions on what we should or should not do. The coordinator from then, he's got his own ideas. He's pulling from your ideas as well. And then I have my own ideas, and I'm expressing those to the coordinator.
And does that all happen on Sunday?
A lot of it is throughout the week. So Sunday,
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we always talk about it as a sprint because we're getting front load. It's a heavy front loaded week. So that means those are 10, 11 o'clock nights you going home. And then the back half of the week, that Thursday, Friday, now it's a little bit more. The game plan is in. The guys know we've had all these different meetings, so now we know what to do.
So it's a Thursday morning. By Thursday morning, we are set with the direction?
Usually by Wednesday night. So right now, guys are at the office making recruiting calls because we wrapped up the base of the game plan. They're ready for their meetings in the morning, and now they'll spend about an hour and a half, 2 hours making calls to recruits and then go home.
Every Wednesday night they're calling recruits.
When I watch a game on TV, pro or college, they seem to have like 15 scripted plays to start the game. Is that something you do?
I've done that at previous spots. We did that in Jacksonville. I did that when I was an offense coordinator. We don't necessarily do that here because we have a different style of offense. We do some things we call drive starters, which means we know certain plays we would like to get it going when we're coming from the sideline, and then we have an idea about a selection of 3 or 4 plays that, depending on where the ball ends up at, that we would like to do.
I think Bill Walsh is the one who actually created that. And but going back to what you're saying, if you script it out perfectly, and then on the second play, you find a vulnerable spot, and you're like, okay, I don't want to see plays 3 through 9. I want to go back and
go deep to vineyard.
Let's beat that cow while we can.
No question, because so much of it is based off the flow of the game.
Correct.
Once especially with our tempo, the way we play, we might sometimes call the same play twice if it actually hit a big run. So we might get a big run, we might line up and run the same play and end up getting another 4 or 5 yards.
And how often, nobody's ever expecting the same play, right? When you're on defense, they're thinking, okay, we're going to do this. And it's like, same freaking play. It's got to be demoralizing when you're able to cash in on both of those.
It is. You got to be able to play fast. You got to be able to get lined up fast. I think I saw a stat came out today. We were the 7th fastest team in the country calling plays. So, that's what our goal is, to try to, keep the defense on the edge.
Seconds,
right? Keep the defense on the edge, keep everybody's off balance. We still in attack mode from everything that we do.
And I know, obviously, you're not the offensive coordinator, but you know a little bit. So when you're running that fast-paced offense, does he have 3 plays he's looking at for maybe third down? If we get to third down, because it'd be hard to look at all of your plays and pick one and have everybody in that spot within 19 seconds.
Yeah.
So does he kind of already have an idea, depending on what happens on second down, I'm going this way, or this way, and then once that play happens, we're definitely pulling this one or something along
It's
those?
talked about on the sideline before that next series. So we might go into that series and say, on third down, these are the 3 or 4 plays that we like. This is the run play we like. These are the 2 passing plays that we like on that situation. Now, if something gets us to a situation where we can go for it on 4th down, we might say, hey, look, we want to go ahead and run the ball, or we're going to throw a shorter pass just to get half of those yards. So we're going to go, because we know we want to put on 4th down. So much is going on strategically, on the sideline before we even go out.
Because, like you just said, if the offensive coordinator knows we're going for it on 4th down, then he's calling a different play on 3rd down because he doesn't have to get all 5 yards in one fell swoop. A 3-yard play.
If he's like at 3rd and 5.
Yeah. Changes the way the game's played.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Especially when it's fast.
Exactly. And we're going to play fast and furious Saturday against the Blue Raiders, who is my second favorite team, because my son went to Middle Tennessee State. Yeah, so I won't pull for them Saturday, but I will after that. If that's all right with you.
That's good. That's okay. Just don't do it on Saturday. That's all.
No. Don't, Coach. Don't worry about it. He ain't pulling for nothing.
We ain't going anywhere. Yeah. So once again, Coach, congrats on all the honors for all your team and all your staff. It becomes more apparent every week that you put together the right staff for this school. And we appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big hootie hoo for Coach Jerry Mack? Hootie hoo! And me and Coach Mack did talk before the game about us being 7.5-point favorites. He had no idea. But we're going to make some picks next.
That's because Coach Mack doesn't care about those
blinders.
numbers.
There you go.
One of my favorite quotes ever, and I think every head coach kind of has this. It was John Madden's favorite quote. They asked him one day, and they said, "Did you ever have a favorite quote?" He said, "Yeah, I never knew what it meant, but a lot of the guys used to get real excited. It doesn't matter that the horse is blind. Load the wagon."
There you go.
A lot of guys used to get pretty excited. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Let's read this.
Tired of going to the same old places for the same old thing? American Access has your solution. Whether you're looking for something new to do before or after the game, the most memorable workouting ever, or just wanting to take something else off your bucket list, American Access has their 3.5 Atlanta locations waiting for you in Marietta, Tucker, downtown at the Works, in the uber cool new Mobile X experience that can be set up wherever you need. Keep an eye out for them at upcoming events and festivals. Look them up online or just give Dan Fisher a call at 678-763-3635.
Where can you reach Dan?
678-763-3635 to schedule your next adventure.
And thank you, Dan Fisher from American Access, for being the sponsor of the Hootie Who Show, the Owl Show, whatever you want to call it. Owls Who Live Sports. We love it here. Welcome back, our good friend Will Shamu Renfro.
Wait a minute, not.
He's already got problems over here. You know, I don't like this.
Not just me. The leading in our pick'em contest.
Yeah, how far I've fallen in 2 weeks from my 8-3 start. All right, so here we go.
But I'm just as surprised as everybody else that I'm leading.
There you go. Yeah, we're all still fairly close. So New Mexico State plus 13.5 at the Lobos. Not the Agbos or the Boags or whatever Carrot calls them.
They're the Agbos. Everybody in this game is an Agbo.
Yeah.
All right.
What says you?
I have a I don't know how you call him, a cousin that plays for New Mexico.
Okay, we call him a cousin.
I don't know if it's a cousin that's third removed or a third cousin I don't know what that
or a
relationship
cousin
is.
that should be removed.
It's somebody from my grandmother's side of the family, but he plays for New Mexico. So I actually think I haven't seen a lot about New Mexico State, but I'm going to say New Mexico is going to win this one.
And cover.
Okay. Yes.
What say you, Chucky?
New Mexico State is getting 13.5. I'm saying the Lobos are going to win by 14. So give me New Mexico along with Will's cousin.
There you go.
So I looked this one up. It's a pretty even series going back and forth, and almost all of the games are decided by 10 points or less. So 13.5 is a big, huge number that I was not going to take before you guys both jumped on that. But I'm still not going to do it. I'm going to New Mexico. They played a tougher schedule, and they've done better with it so far. So I think New Mexico is going to have this one.
All three of us.
All three of us. You know,
well, that means Mexico.
Put the money on the Agbos.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
All right. Liberty plus 16.5 at Old Dominion.
Wow.
As we've
16 and
talked
a
about,
half.
Liberty has fallen even maybe further than the Falcons. So,
Liberty hasn't fallen this far since, well, no, I'm not even going to make that joke.
No, don't say it.
Pearl Harbor. But no, it's crazy when you look at where that team was when we beat them last year, and since that game,
they have done nothing.
Nothing.
Well, 2 years ago, they filed an exception to go to a bowl game. It was their first year in FBS, and they had such a great record. They filed an exception to try to get to a bowl game, and since then, they had to play us, and they haven't won anything.
Well, but they went to that bowl game. You remember they were beating Oregon 6-0.
Yes.
You know, I'm sure there's a picture in the locker room. 6-0
until it was 7-6.
Well, and then it was 76-6. But at some point it was 6-0. But yeah, that team is just.
Anyway, but Old Dominion's having such a great season, and they're playing at Old Dominion. I'm going to have to go with Old Dominion.
ODU for me.
All right. Well. Girls got to be different sometimes. I'm gonna go with that 16.5. I don't think they win this game, but just hoping for a backdoor cover.
There you go. A field goal to cover near the end.
Yeah, anything that gets me there.
Believe me, it'll happen to me if it'll happen to anybody. Jacksonville State plus 4.5 at the Golden Eagles of Southern Mississippi.
This is a very interesting game. Southern Miss played in the conference. So this is the second Conference USA game in a row for Southern Miss. So,
is Brett Favre back?
Favre. He's not here yet, but at the same time, like I said, they played La Tech last week. So this is their second game in a row, and La Tech beat them pretty handily. So I look at this, I get a little nervous looking at it. I went Southern Miss last week. I'm gonna go again with them. Just hoping for 50% out of this one.
I'll take Southern Miss too. I can't take the Gamecocks.
Well, I want. I don't know what I want, but I'm going to go ahead and take Jacksonville State to cover. I don't. They may not win, but they may cover.
All right.
Very likely. Very possible.
The Blobs at Missouri State. The Blobs laying 4.5.
Missouri State, by the way, has a great tailgate.
Hey, Larry, is this spread right?
Yes, it is. He did not make this one up like he did last Missouri State.
Larry, I don't know how many beers he had last week, but he was making up spreads.
Which I understand the fact of you have to make up a spread occasionally, but he had the wrong team as a favorite. It was 22 points different. That's what I'm claiming why I lost. So
all right. I'm going to take the Blobs.
Oh, you're going to take them to upset Missouri State.
I'm taking the Blobs too.
Well, I am too, but I wanted to make him second guess his guess.
I wanted to put you on the spot to see if you'd sway the other way.
No.
All right, game number 4, La Tech laying 4.5 at UTEP. The Miners, Dwell Miner, 49er.
What is UTEP's record? I don't even remember. Does anybody know?
I think Texas just scored again.
Yeah, I think it's.
Wait a minute,
that's how UTEP was last week.
Wait a minute, they scored more points on UTEP and they were only playing Sam Houston this week?
There you go.
That's how bad it was?
That was how bad it was. Texas, the Arch came out and he's like, give me another team from Texas. I'm going to put up 7 more.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm going La Tech on this one.
That's where I was going to go. Because UTEP just didn't seem like they're having a good season this year. Ever since we didn't beat them last year, but we came close. We scared them.
Yeah, that's the El Paso Stadium, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful stadium.
The Sun Bowl.
Sun Bowl, yeah.
But if you want to go from one side of this, if you're outside and need to go from gate B to gate A,
you got to go outside.
You got to climb a mountain. there is no way to walk around the stadium, literally.
Beautiful.
Technically, you have to go to Mexico before you can make it around.
The guys looked at me like, I've never been asked that question before.
All right.
What are you taking there, Mr. Burge?
I said UTEP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to be different. He's trying to close the gap.
Listen,
I don't think that's how
I
you're
owned
gonna
the
close it.
gap for 1 week, but the gap is. You dropped the bomb on me, is what the gap said, right? Gap Band, right?
Yeah, that was the Gap Band.
Yeah, I love that song.
Baby.
Well, if you like. All right, and obviously the most important game of the week. The Blue Raiders getting 7.5 to come to Fifth Third Bank Stadium at Wallens Field.
They have not looked good, and I think our up-tempo offense is just going to plague them for everything that they've already shown. And give me KSU all day. I don't care how many points I have to give up.
Now that we've met Coach Clements and we know that line's going to dominate.
Mow your own grass.
Mow your own grass, baby. Run the damn ball. That's what I got to say. Give me the Owls all over the Blue Raiders. And sorry, Kevin, I still love you, buddy.
Well, now, it's a 7.5 point spread.
Drag this on. I want Flag Man.
Yeah, you got 2 minutes, Flag Man. Go for it.
It's homecoming. I think the real question is, are we going to break 350 passing yards? I'm not concerned about Kennesaw winning and beating the spread. I'm worried about our beating our own records.
I want them to get them close to 1494 because next week's my week.
Oh, I don't going to make that.
Yeah.
I think we made those bets forgetting we had Indiana and Wake Forest the first 2 games.
No, because Robert pointed that out while you guys were saying week 5, week 6, and week 7.
Yeah, but we thought we might be behind and we'd have to throw the ball a lot.
Yeah.
So, but you said 895?
835 is where we're
835
currently
is
at.
where we're at now. So we need 610 yards in the next 2 games.
Which would put these two in the driver's seat because they both said week 7. One did first half, one did second half.
Yeah,
I'm week 8. We're
week
running
6.
the ball. We're going to pound these people. So
I don't
just running the
think
ball.
we're going to make it that far. We'll break the record before that.
Week 7?
Oh, yeah. I think we'll hit 6.
I think we might break it this week.
Wait, if it's 6, does that mean I win because I was supposed to put going over?
I'm week 6. Week 6, second quarter was my prediction.
You're going to go over.
If there was any doubt, though, I've taken Kennesaw State. I don't know if you wrote that down.
No.
No, I was really hinging on every word, thinking that maybe this was the game you were going to pick the opponent.
We will have the most bougie tailgate that we've ever had.
Tell us about it.
So
that's not an H word.
So we start. It's not an H word. That's a.
There's some silent letters in there, though. It's good.
This is a French word. We're gonna have a charcuterie board. So
can he say that?
If you're from,
he just did. He said bougie in the same 30-second span.
If you're from Georgia, we'll just call it a grazing table. So I've brought in our friend. How about a chef friend of mine who's doing this for me, and she's doing the layup because if it were just up to me, Garrett, and Tom, but she's laying it out. It's going to look very professional. I'm sure the people are going to be kind of questioning what happened because that's not the way we do things. Our normal is volume of food. But it's going to look beautiful, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, people are going to look at the tailgate food and be like, clearly the three of you didn't come up with this because this is not how you normally cook and do.
It's probably the tailgate we put on, too. I will say that.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing everybody out at the Black Tailgate on Saturday, 1 o'clock. Is that what time the tailgate
That's
opens?
what time the gates open.
Yeah. That's what time tailgate opens.
Now, if you want to have breakfast with us and the police chief, you got to come
Spend
at 7
the night
o'clock.
on Friday night. Yeah, and just camp out. All right, guys. Great show again, as always. Will, thanks for sitting in with us, buddy. Robert, good show. Coach Mack, Coach Clements, and JT Pennington, love you coming out tonight. Come back every Wednesday night for the next 6 weeks. See Coach Mack here and talk about Owls football. We cast and have a great Wednesday night. And one more hooty hoo.
Hey, Coach.
Did somebody get his dinner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you never meal.
I don't know if I needed to.
Sean's been drinking, but Sean was told to always get the large guy at the bar's meal.
Okay.
We got chewed out for that after the first week. Not really
By
chewed
who?
out. Mike Kershaw. Because he
Yeah,
saw us
we-
hand cards to the first two guests.
Yeah.
He said, but you didn't get Coach Max. I said, well, we didn't anticipate that they were going to go sit at the bar and use their cards now.
Yeah.
It was just Coach of the Week, Player of the Week. We have no problem at all picking up.
Yeah.
That's how that
I tell you, JT
He's been here every week.
Yeah. Now, did
has
you?
got to be one of the most humble,
Polite guys.
large men I've ever. It's so polite. Oh no, sir.
One of the questions I want.